hit the button. All right, waiting for YouTube to cooperate. Oh, wow, that was fast. All right, YouTube. All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast and the lordsofgaming.net, episode number 131. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm very excited about our special guest, and we've got Outer Worlds and Call of Duty impressions, Last of Us 2 delayed, PS5 the fastest console, and Fallout 76 to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who I had the pleasure of connecting with through mutual friend of the realm, Lord Madz Gaming. Not only is this Lord a connoisseur when it comes to the analysis of next-gen hardware, but he is also a fellow OG gamer with the console resume to prove it. Introducing the creator and host of the Mojo Blues YouTube channel and panelist of the Next Gen podcast, the horror movie enthusiast, and still the Lord of CRT and Laserdisc. Live from Tennessee by way of Germany and making his debut into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Mojo Blues. How you doing, sir?
I am doing good. It is nice to be here. Thanks, guys.
Absolute pleasure to have you in the round. We've been talking for a little bit, man. Finally get this thing done, man. How you been, man?
Wow, almost since the first day you guys been on, I've been watching and I've always liked, I need to be on that show at some point. You guys are kind of like me, and I just, for whatever reason, I never got around to sending you a DM or anything, but eventually I did. And, so,
and the rest is history. We had that, shout out to Madz, guys. I think we first had the podcast, the Next Gen podcast. We talk about PlayStation 5 hardware, all the Next Gen stuff, and that's when we got a chance to link up. So I said, we're going to do it. Cog's going to keep his word. No doubt. But everything, what you been playing, man?
No Call of Duty. I'm not just into first person, and once I heard that the campaign was only about 5 hours, I'll get it eventually just to play that. But for now, it's all Outer Worlds.
Woo! No doubt.
And basically, up until I started on that one yesterday, I hadn't played anything. I'm kind of a fraud the whole time.
Shout out to listen,
I had
man.
my son's Switch with me.
Okay.
I didn't play it once.
Oh, wow.
I was over there and travel and seeing the grandbaby and all that. And I just, that German beer too. Oh my God. 2 of them. And I'm like, I'm not playing no Switch. I'm going to be out.
Going to sleep. A man after my
own heart. Man, the Switch.
Those are not the reasons why he said he didn't play Switch. Unbelievable.
So I was back.
He always hears what he wants to hear.
No, that's not what I want to hear. I heard exactly what the man said.
That's why I call you Arthur Fleck.
Arthur Fleck.
I'm not playing no Switch.
I didn't play it on the airplane or any of the airports. I spent like 10 hours at Heathrow on a delay.
Stop flaming the fire, Mojo.
Stop. Don't encourage him, Mojo.
He spent 10 hours and he would rather look at paint dry than take that Switch out and play with it.
And we're moving on from Mojo's intro. And you already know.
You have. I think you were on to something, Mojo. I really do.
Hey, but anyway, Outer Worlds. Oh, wow.
Well, we're going to get to it.
I wouldn't call myself a big RPG game because I don't like the 100-hour, 150-hour games, but this is about the right length, and it's got that humor. I might be playing it all the way up till the Star Wars game comes out.
We're going to get to it, man. Say those thoughts. Say those thoughts, Mojo. We got the whole discussion for that one, man.
Right.
But good to have you in the realm, brother, man. Definitely a pleasure, man. So let's get to it. So you already know we got the 4 horsemen of gaming, those original lords of the realm here at the round table. My co-host with co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of Reviews, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict. How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. My phone would go off right before I start talking.
Yep, you're in the
doing pretty good. Stayed up till like 3 a.m. doing the raid with Luca and all of them on Destiny.
Scumcast, salute.
Yeah, so I'm eating biscuits at the moment. So I will be talking for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Salute to that biscuit. Salute to that biscuit, son.
Yeah.
I can't help that our podcast is 11 in the morning. I'm supposed to be eating right now,
Listen,
not
listen.
podcast.
Good
Listen,
brunch.
Addict, you got a biscuit, but Sony don't got one.
Oh, here we go to slander early.
That's because I took their
Yeah.
biscuit.
You
Shout,
got a biscuit, Addict.
being that you're eating biscuits, let me get the
I
super
walked,
chat.
I walked in there in the back, in the back, and was like, "You don't deserve this biscuit. This biscuit's mine."
Tell them about it, Addict. Did you butter that biscuit, baby?
No, I put jelly on their biscuit.
Oh, you got jelly in the biscuit?
Is it a homemade biscuit or did you go to Popeyes?
Oh my
I
god.
don't know. You have to ask Sony because it's their biscuit.
Oh my lord. Moving Lord, before we move on from you, shout out to my boy Cat Daddy Fat Stacks. Lurk Too Cold, $8 super chat. Outer Worlds is awesome. I've never experienced a game that cost me less than a cheeseburger that's been so good. Thank you, Phil, PC, and Game Pass. Higher Lord, salute, man. So it's been just that. It's been just a Game Pass biscuit for you, Addict. That's what it's been.
It's not a Game Pass biscuit. It's a Sony biscuit. Get
Okay.
it right.
Oh my god. Shout out to Dizzy very early with the slander. $2 super chat. Knees, King O solve knees. Avoiding the delivery.
You know what's crazy? Yo, Dizzy, your head gonna spin. You're gonna be really dizzy when you find out that PlayStation 5 launches with a swipe card.
Shout out to Dizzy, man.
Diz,
Hold
hope
it
you're
down.
feeling better, brother.
Hope you're feeling better,
Yes,
brother.
that's my dude. He's on my head. Pause.
Oh yeah, early. And of course, returning, we have
To the realm.
to the realm, the most technical gaming lord who left me alone on a Switch topic last week, but we're gonna get back into your intro. Who abandoned me for abuse, but we're gonna get back to your intro. The solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience and also the Sostradamus. Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how you doing, sir?
Doing well, doing well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, yo,
Going on?
Dog, I'm glad you was not here last week because you
Oh,
were-
I know. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
were-
Nah.
No, don't. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. He just set you up.
Oh, I know, because I listened to it. I know that. Listen,
Your
and I've
man
said this in the
turned pale.
past.
Okay, I just
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. So I was back. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I've said this in the past, and we both said it.
Mm-hmm.
If that X Cloud is what it is,
Dang, my brother. There we
the
go.
Switch is in the bushes, and more so for COD, and more so for
Damn,
COD.
For you too, sir.
Oh, when it comes to
Are you doing the hill turn? Are you
No,
joining
I already said
NWO?
We've always
I
wanted.
said-
Come on, we've always wanted like an
We've always
Xbox
said
Live.
this. I said
handheld.
indies.
You're joining the dirty beard Hulk Hogan?
I will do it. I said it, but
Mm.
the thing is, I know for COG even more because he's less of a Nintendo head. So
Mhm.
for him, even the Nintendo stuff, I don't think will draw him back in. So if that, like I said, xCloud is what it is, I think Nintendo might be in the bushes for,
Well, they in the
for
bushes because
COG.
it is what it is.
Anyway, what else we going on with you, man?
Yeah, man. Apologies for missing last week. It could not be avoided. So big
There's
shout
no
out to
apologies
Brap.
for you doing life, brother.
Yeah, life
we
is
we
happening.
Oh,
are
and
happy
life-
that you okay.
It wasn't life that I cared to do. But big shout out to Brap and to Lord
Yeah.
Boom, and of
Boom.
course Lord Smooth for coming through and holding
No
down the
doubt.
fort. But it was funny, like last Saturday.
Mhm.
So after my Yanks took that epic L, and
Yeah.
I was like, should I go to bed or should I just, I needed to expel some energy. So I said, let me
Mhm.
play Gears.
Mhm.
So I played till like 4:00 in the morning. So I go to bed. I'm like, all right, I'll get up like 10, whatever, be ready for the show.
Mhm.
Come about 5:45 a.m., I get a phone call saying,
Uh-oh.
yeah, Brian, like a pipe exploded.
No.
We need you to you need to go. So I text Cog at about that time, like, I'm done. I gotta go handle this. I doubt I'll be back. And I didn't get an answer till like 9, 10 o'clock in the
Oh, I was out.
morning.
You said that, I was already. Yeah, I was
Bro,
in the bushes.
I have never seen
Mm-hmm.
that much water in places where it did not belong. Yo, I got back in the house like 7 p.m.
Damn.
Oh, no.
That was bananas. It was bananas. So
That's
that's why I
crazy.
wasn't here. But again, apologies to
Oh,
everybody.
good, brother. No, we don't look. Life happens. We're just happy to have you back. Just don't ever pick a switch topic and leave me
Yeah, and
alone.
leave. I was thinking you were canceling it. I was like, he's canceling that topic. Forget it.
I was like, in honor of Sav, I gotta hold it down. Man, the goons came out, the Goonies came out. So they was out. They was like, you ain't got your man. You by they caught me lacking. They like, yo, you by yourself?
Yeah, they caught you in the alley by yourself.
They caught me lacking. I was like, oh man, where's Sav at? Yeah, it was straight
Right,
switch
my
abuse for about 5 minutes. They was on fire. But
It was legit.
It was legit. I was like, yeah, they got this. I got this.
When I saw who you brought in, I said, oh no.
Yeah.
Like,
Back in the day, you get jumped. You like, yo, you got it, fam. You got no doubt. Shout out to Undead. He's here for the Outer Worlds Gospel. We will get to it, sir.
Yes,
Christopher
no
Hart in the
doubt.
chat. Everything lit. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Access Gamer,
Ooh.
the Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. First and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Kid Smooth.
Oh,
If y'all haven't seen the video, y'all really need to go see my man take the 1 chip challenge for no reason.
oh no.
yes.
Your man almost died
no.
on camera.
Dude, his
He
eyes
almost
were
died.
rolling in the back of his head.
He was doing the Undertaker. His body was shaking. He was convulsing. He was seeing,
Wait on you to be doing that challenge, man. You can't be doing.
he was doing 6 degrees of separation all at one time. The boy was it was something to behold, and I want to give a shout out to him again for giving me another video that I must put in my save archive. Shout out to Christopher Hart
Yes.
for the bending of the
Did
knee.
you guys see that? You guys see that comment?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Well,
I guess it is.
Oh man.
no.
Oh man. Shout out to Smooth out here. He moving out here in these streets.
Making moves.
He's making moves. Let's just call it what it is, baby. He's making moves. Continue, King.
shout out to Christopher Hart for the bending of the knee, sir. I saw you going in. You was holding your own for a minute there, boy, but those dudes was all you.
What are you talking about? What?
Yo, okay, so in my Twitter, I posted a couple of things about Game Pass this week, and on Friday the Outer Worlds coming out and PlayStation had to pay, and Christopher Hart, he was like, nah, King, you know what it is, let's go play best over here.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, he did not know that these dudes are ravaging, and they were going at him like wild dogs. So they was going low, and my man had to go low too. I did. Yo, Chris, never lower yourself to those dudes. Let them stay as low as they want to go, but just keep your head up high, brother. So when he finally broke and said, "I don't care, y'all play whatever y'all want to play, go live your lives, go be with your family, I'm out," I had to say, my man, salute you. He threw that towel. He got sick and tired of those dudes because they was, I swear,
Wow.
they was jumping off the top rope on him.
What was Xbox Mafia? This was
Yes,
going on?
they was not playing.
Oh, you sent your goons. That's what it was. You sent your Twitter goons.
I didn't send my goons. He said one thing. I swear, one thing in his defense, and these dudes just was relentless. But he was a good sport all the way through, and it was definitely nice. Guys, check it out. I want you to go to that Teespring store. Throw 'em in the bushes is out. It's out now. All right, throw them in the bushes. And also in the back, for the IOP love, it's on the back. You get your little badge of honor right there when you walking through. Now, this is the real hat you're supposed to rock. You saw that joint, that cargo.
Oh, you see how he disrespect.
You see the real joint. You see what it is. You see it. You see that. You see that. You do not do that with the dad cap. So,
are you killing the dad cap sales?
You see the feel of it. The snap back. You get that butters. We got that. We also got the trucker joint that he was trying.
Yeah, let's advertise that. Let's advertise that.
Yo, all the hats.
That's not.
Yo, we gotta get that
the IOP.
demographic, Addict. We need you on this
We
one.
need-
He does not need to be in that hat, man.
You keep trying to get me to get that demographic. Addict will leave the podcast.
Salute to my man Addict for being a good sort for me being very ridiculous.
That's behind the scene banter, guys. That I swear, if y'all was able to read those chats, y'all would pee on yourself. Somebody asked for the Hulk, right?
Mhm.
Well, the Hulk is there.
Mhm.
Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if all y'all ask for the Hulk and y'all see the Juggernaut right there,
Mhm.
and all y'all ask for the Hulk, how come y'all not giving the same amount of love that y'all gave the Juggernaut? The
Mhm.
Juggernaut views is up to what 300 and some change?
Yeah.
Hulk up that way.
Mhm.
I mean, because to me, I'm a Hulk fan. He's a
Yeah.
better statue.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Go watch the video.
I agree. I'm with you on that. That's what's up, man. Salute to the king. You just been playing anything? Get a chance to touch anything this week?
Oh, Captain Game Pass is in the building. Shout out to Game Pass for giving me that Lego Worlds. You know, me and my son was getting nice in that. That was legit. The ukulele that I didn't have to pay a nickel for, that's the Banjo Kazooie love. That was so much fun.
Mhm.
So really this month I got my $14.95 worth, right? So far, right? Just those two games. But God, guess what came out on Friday? Something that other people in this world is paying $65.95 for.
What would that be, King?
That's that outer world. All I did was press yes. Yes, I would like to play that. This is inside the bush right here. Let me pull it out of the bush. Take it on with me. Oh man, somebody got that man a shield. You see that? Somebody got him a shield. If you don't got Game Pass, it's something wrong with you. $14.95. I just told you 3 games that are certified bangers.
Yes, sir.
One I can play with my kid. Ukulele, you can play with your kid, or you can play by yourself. And then Outer Worlds, yo, listen, just like Mojo was saying, the humor, the joke, everything that you're playing in that game, shout out to that game. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I know me and Addict gonna go in on some things that we don't like about it later, but it's, trust me, just go get your Game Pass, go get out there. If you don't have an Xbox, go pick up an Xbox. Let's get those numbers up, baby. Let's get those numbers up.
Let's go. No doubt. And of course, you already know we got the Lord of the Cooperating Experience and Gaming Ninja himself, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the IOP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So yeah, man, it's been the Shadow Keep grind. I got to finish getting my Leviathan's breath. I know you guys running around with that bow, acting up. I got to get that joint done. And yeah, man, it's been Outer Worlds, man. I threw that joint in, Game Pass, of course. And yeah, man, been rocking. We'll definitely have a lot to say on that. Just want to say a couple things real quick. First on the realm, please send your love, man. Hit this brother up. Italian Clowns, man. He's going through it, man. He may have a procedure, a serious procedure about the heart. So please reach out to our brother. That's our Toys R Us brethren. You know what I'm saying? And 4 guys with quarter crewmate, you know what I mean? So please reach out to him, send him your best wishes, your thoughts while he goes through what he needs to go through. Other than that, man, yeah, just been those 2 games primarily, and then UFC this weekend.
Oh my God! So I forgot that it was early, right? I listen, man. This is what happens when you move up to the major leagues. When you move up to the major leagues, your suspect W's against subpar mid-tier opponents get exposed.
Talk about it.
When you face one of the greatest grapplers to ever set foot in the octagon, one of the best fighters to never win a title, you're probably gonna get it. And Ben Askren got it.
He's on a 2-fight losing streak.
He got yoked out the way only Damian Maya can yoke you out.
Spectacular transition.
And really, it didn't happen earlier because Maya wanted to stand with him.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it didn't happen earlier.
No doubt. Oh, shout out to Portia Power, Lord Ainsley in the chat. I haven't seen that name in a while. Salute, man. That's my guy right there. Oh, yeah, man. So, technically, we can make the argument that Ben Askren could potentially be 0-3 if you counted the first. You know, I mean, we know we beat Lawler, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was under controversial, right?
Yeah, that's like shout out to the rep. I forgot.
Yeah. Shout out to the rep. Was it her? I'm not sure it was her.
Yeah, it was her being. It was her.
But yeah, man, I had this discussion with a couple of people. I ain't gonna expose them, but they were like, talking a lot of, I don't see how Maya's gonna win, and I just said, look, the area that this guy's good at, Maya is an expert at. Yeah, so so the wrestling versus BJJ thing, I was just like, okay, I just didn't feel, and I felt like Maya improved stand-up wise, so I don't know if he necessarily wanted it there.
Has.
Yeah, so I was like, that's not, it almost felt like Dana was on to something.
Listen, Dana, the way he's setting this dude up, right? He's not allowing him to get his bearings. He stepped into the UFC and he has been putting the wolves on his neck from day one. I didn't really think that he was going to beat him. I said, let me just see the fight. And when he was all over him like a cheap suit, it was nice when they were standing up. It was cute. And then when they got to that floor, things just started to look really different. And I thought that was his strength, to be honest with you. I thought that he was going to get on the floor and then he was going to grind them out like he do. And it didn't look like that.
Not Maya, man. Listen, Ben actually got the first takedown, right? So I'm like, okay, take to the ground. Okay, cool. But then he did what he tries to do, which is to grind you out, tire you out. Maya basically could have laid down and said, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
This is where I belong.
This is where he wants to be. Like, you just don't want to play with a snake in the snake garden. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to him. But, yeah, it's looking really spooky for Ben right now. You just 5-second knockout.
Where do he get a win from? That's my question there. Yeah. Like, where does he get a win from? Because to be honest with you, I didn't really think he beat BJ, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So where does his win come from? His true win, a real win.
His only win would come from taking down a striker,
pure striker,
immediately, without, because I give it to him. He has heart and he can take a beating. Usually, after you get knocked out the way he got knocked out, Chin's never the same. Yeah. I don't think he can take beatings like that anymore before going out. It's not happening. So he needs to take somebody down that is not proficient on the ground immediately and win the fight that way.
No doubt. Shout out to Diddy with the $2 super chat. It's on next week's card. Who's next week? I forgot. I didn't realize.
You're talking about Masvidal versus Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
But also we got Canelo versus Kovalev that weekend. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys, do yourself a favor. Since we're talking about subscription services, I don't normally pump other people's subscription services, but if you're a fight fan and you want to see that fight coming up next week with a Kovalev versus Canelo, take your phone, download DAZN, go to your game store. Just sign up for the month or whatever, drop it right after you watch the fight. Those are one of those fights that's $49.95 in the store. Download DAZN, watch it. UFC has an app of that nature also coming too. So when that app goes live, you can watch fights directly from your phone. You can watch all types of matches. I think is a great idea with these services, to be honest with you. You can pick the stuff how you want it. Yeah. Next week is going to be real.
No doubt, man. So that's what we got on the UFC and everything with gaming with me. But yeah, man, we're going to get into it now. We got into what the Lords have been playing. I want to start with Lord Mojo. His video game system history, his journey as a new content creator, and of course what led him to the amazing Next Gen podcast as well as his own BDXP. So Lord Mojo, let's start from the very beginning, man. What were some of the first video game systems you had and what got you into gaming?
Something was around 74, 75.
Let's get it.
My mom brought home, she worked at Sears in the catalog department.
Oh, let's
brought home basically a Sears Pong machine or Sears Telegame.
Wow.
First one in the neighborhood. She so regretted doing it.
What'd she do?
She didn't realize that there was going to be 30 kids in the house almost every day. People don't understand. They talk about, this system's revolutionary. No, it was only revolutionary the very first time when you could actually play games on your TV.
Facts.
And it was incredible. I was about probably
Let's go.
12, 13,
Let's get
somewhere
that
in
OG
there.
talk going. That's right.
A couple of years later,
Mhm.
again, she brought home another Sears telegame system, but this one was just a rebadged
Mhm.
2600
Okay. Oh,
wood
yeah.
grain and all. It was sweet, but it
Right,
said Sears telegames on the front, but it was
Mm.
just a rebadged 2600. It played all the cartridges.
Mhm.
So I finished out pretty much the 70s, just
Mhm.
jamming with those games, which quality wise, yeah. By
Mhm.
80, I was graduated from high school,
Mhm.
about to start college. I got a job at an arcade.
Oh, nice.
That was one of those that Pong being the first
Mhm.
to keep the language good. I'm going to say holy cow moment. Okay, so that was
the Lord's
that
Day. We
was
respect
amazing.
it.
So now it's 5-6 years later,
Mhm.
and it's not one thing; it's multiple, arcade machines with various games. Just holy cow! It was
Mhm.
so head and shoulders above what came before it. And even when they tried to do some of those games on the Atari,
Yeah,
wasn't a good
it
thing.
just
It
wasn't
was
the thing.
just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
arcade
agree.
machines was amazing,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
in college for 2 or 3 years,
Mhm.
2.5 years, give or
Mhm.
take, I dropped out, joined the military.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to it.
It's all good. Hey,
Mm.
I dropped out, and then
Mhm.
they made me an air traffic controller. I always just get
Mhm.
because that's like a really hard job. And
Yeah.
I'm like, really? It was just one of those things.
Mhm.
But they sent me to Germany.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Mhm.
prior to that, somewhere's in there, I bought the Atari 5200 Super
The
System.
52. I remember the 52. Yeah.
Wow, it was awful. The worst controller ever made.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And the games wasn't. They were a little bit better, but you could hardly play them because of the crap controller. And
Yeah.
so, but anyway, I'm now in. Now
Mhm.
that was actually bought for me,
Mhm.
by parents.
Mhm.
After that, now I'm paying for them.
Mhm. Now this is
I
this
ended
is
up
this is
getting
Germany now. This is Germany
I
now.
went a little different. I bought an Atari 1040 ST.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm playing 16-bit games, and by the time the NES dropped, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going down to that. I got really kind of snooty about it. And over the 3 years I'm in Germany, 85 to 88,
Mhm.
I just had that 1040 ST.
Mhm.
Next couple of years, didn't do a whole lot of gaming after that. I was in a mobility unit, and I was getting sent all over the world,
Okay.
and it was unreal. In 24 months, 16 of those months, I was gone everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah, we
So during
it
that
was
period, there wasn't much gaming. You were moving around, like you was moving and shaking.
yeah. Well, I was living in Louisiana at the time, but my actual home unit was down in Florida at Patrick Air Force Base,
Okay.
and they didn't call them combat controllers, but we were kind of part of that. Like if there was a war somewhere, Army, Marines, whatever,
Right.
land with combat controllers, and they direct airplanes into the airfield. And once that airfield's controlled, then we show up and put up mobile radar equipment, mobile tower, and then we start bringing planes in and out, things like that. And that's what that job was.
I want to ask you a side question. I want to cut you for a second because you got my mind thinking on something. My question for you, as a gamer, this is complete sidebar. As a gamer, being with you in the Air Force and you dealing with that level of air traffic control and all that, did air traffic games, did flight simulator games ever appeal to you, or was it something because you doing the real thing? You like, nah, this ain't it. I was just curious about your perspective.
I loved them.
Okay,
there actually has been some air traffic control simulator games on PCs and in the flight sim games. Amazing. I'm so looking forward to that flight sim.
For the flight with a bike. So all right, guys. I was just my mind was thinking. Continue with your story, but you go back. Louisiana,
I was a radar guy. Then years later, I ended up getting a tower rating, so I was could go radar or tower. But at that time, I'm radar only, which was way harder than being in the tower anyway. But yeah, I wasn't worried about. To be honest, I wasn't worried about playing games. I was worried about, can I do this? Can I do my job? And that you get trained and you do it. It is what it is. But anyway, after traveling all over the world in that mobility unit, it was causing real problems at home, with the what is now the ex-wife. So when the whole Panama invasion thing happened, I was down there for that.
Oh wow!
And so they come around saying, hey, we've made all the families. They went home like 2 months ago. Some of them 5-6 months ago, and just left the military member there. And because they did that to them, even if the military guy or gal had another 2 years, 3 years to go on their tour.
Mhm.
Once we got rid of Noriega and cleaned everything up there, they let
Mhm.
those people go back to the States and do a permanent change of station. So they needed people to refill those slots desperately, and they were just walking around,
Mhm.
take your name, and without even thinking, oh, it's Panama, sure. I volunteered. So a little while later, about a year,
Mhm.
I'm in the Middle East. It's Gulf War I.
Wow.
It's amazing. I'm in the military and I'm in a war.
Wow.
I'm in war zones.
Wow.
We're traveling around. We're drawing out new approaches for some runways that we just built in the middle of nowheres in the desert, like Prince Sultan Air Base, PSAB, they called it. We just laid that runway out, and I was still low ranking, and mostly I was carrying equipment, but still,
you're a part of it, baby. You're a part of it. That's it.
All of a sudden, some airman come up to me one day and said, "Hey, you're on an airplane tomorrow. You've got orders to Panama." And I'm like, no, dude, you understand? This is a war. This is what I'm in for. I'm in the.
Oh, he about to smoke. He about shout
one day later, I'm on an airplane going back home. A month after that, I'm down in Panama on the beach, blue skies, and thinking, yeah, this sand is a whole lot better than that sand over in Saudi Arabia.
Salute. I respect it.
Here's even crazier. One of the guys down there had just come from Japan. And he had a PC engine.
Oh, let's get to it.
He couldn't get games for it. So he just wanted to get rid of it. So yeah. So now I got rid of that Atari 1040 ST.
Okay.
I bought a Genesis. So this is like 89.
Yeah, 89. You're right.
I'm not going to get back. It's already 90 because I got in Panama in 90. So it's 90.
Okay.
I've got the PC engine, the actual Japanese one. He only had like 4 games.
What games you had? What games you had for that PC engine? Let's talk about it.
Oh, right off the bat, the big ones.
What you had? Bonk? What you had?
Ghouls and Ghosts?
The Kid Courage? What you had?
Yeah, well, Kid Courage, but the
it's Keith Courage.
Keith.
It's Keith Courage.
It's been a minute.
Out here with the fraud and Keith Courage, sir.
Okay, let's get to it.
All right. Anyway, hold on. Blazing Lasers, of course.
Yes.
Several just shumps or spaceship shooters or whatever you want to call them. So what I started doing, though, being an air traffic controller and flight crews coming in and out all the time, I would just gather up as much money as I could afford and do crazy things like hand off $200, $300 to an aircrew guy who was actually going to fly back to the States and hand that money off to a different aircrew guy who was going to Japan.
Wow.
Crossing my fingers and hoping he brought back the right game. All those little yellow Post-it notes on the money itself with the list of games to try to get. That's what they brought back. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to get the game.
You got to do what you got to do. Hold on one quick second, Mojo. I just want to super chat. Shout out to Cat Daddy, Fast Stacks, $5 super chat. Much love to my brother in arms, Mojo, on the mic. And the ones in the chat, you already have my respect. He also mentioned about him being stationed at Patrick Air Force Base as well over in Cocoa, Florida. Are you familiar?
Cocoa Beach.
Okay, yeah. So continue the story. You have Post-its on the money with the list of the games that you needed to get. And you had to go from one Air Force guy to another Air Force guy. Let's get to it, baby.
And then even when they got the games, they would hand it off to somebody else. The games. It might go through a couple of crews before somebody was flying down to Panama, and I would get my games. 2 months later, I'd get them back. Oh, my wife at the time was just livid at me. Why would you gave him $200?
You had to get it, baby.
It was cool. And you know what? They were gamers. They wanted to get.
Listen, Mojo, those are true imports. True imports, sir.
It was real hard. I know you could order stuff in the back of the magazines and things back then in the day, but I had people that were going to Japan, so I was more than willing to risk it, and it worked out most of the time. I got a couple of bad games here and there, and I never got many games. I think years later when I actually sold the system off, and I got the full PC engine with the CD all in one unit. But I sold what few games I had and the original PC engine. But now while I'm down there, I get a Genesis. And I can get that in the base exchange and get games for it. So I'm rocking, loving the system. And then for whatever reason, I kept seeing people have these like 256 games in one, which meant it had like 5 games on it, by the way.
Right.
But multi-cart games,
Right.
you know, they sold, you know, down on the economy in Panama City.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm saying Panama now, I'm talking about the country of Panama and
Mm-hmm.
Panama City in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went ahead and jumped on an NES, and this is where it comes from. One of those again.
Mm-hmm.
It's now about 92, I think, or whenever.
Mm-hmm.
When Super Mario Brothers 3 come out, that was another one of those holy cow moments for me, because I'd been kind of snobbish.
Mm-hmm.
I'd played the shoot 'em ups and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I considered Mario a little kid's game, and there was no depth to it. I was an arcade guy back in the day, you know, and I just couldn't see. And I really I'd seen Mario 1 playing stuff and didn't get it because I wasn't playing it myself.
Right.
2, never even thought this. No, it's not. Wasn't even a real Mario game, and I knew enough from reading in magazines at the time because I had several subscriptions. So, but when Super Mario Bros. 3 came out, and I played that, was my! And it took me like a month, but I beat it. Well, you know, I was even at that time was working and had a baby, and so. But yeah, another holy cow minute.
Nice, Mario changed the game.
After that. Kids, more traveling, and up with the PS1. I'm stationed out in California now, and I'm back in another mobility unit. Traveling to Korea back and forth, so gaming is kind of spotty at times, but mostly just PS1. I skipped out on the N64. I was so upset, not so much they stayed with cartridges.
What was you upset about?
They sliced the data pipe, so it was barely a 32-bit system. I don't care what they said. It was 64, yeah, whatever, but it was not. Come on, Nintendo. So anyway, I jumped to the PS1. So the first holy cow moment with that.
Which one? Give me some games.
Well, there was only one with the PS1 because a lot of those 3D games didn't hold up well. But Metal Gear Solid on the PS1 was not realized. 3D.
Yeah, it's different.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
And eventually, years later, I'd get an N64 and play Mario, and then realize, crap, Nintendo. Yeah, but even back then they had it on the 3D. It was amazing. But again, like I said, I was traveling so much. Sometimes I'd even take my PS1 with me. I had some little speakers that had a little sub with it, and whatever hotel room I was in, set it up. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Time the PS2, I just kind of given up on anything but Sony. So PS2, it's a DVD player.
Oh yeah, huge.
I'm a big movie guy, and so you know I'm picking up bootleg movies in Korea. I'm going over there 7-8 times a year.
Salute to the bootleg spot in Korea. Salute.
Yeah, they have little stands out on the main shopping drags selling.
He's taking imports to a whole nother level.
Facts.
So, but now we're in that PS2. I've read everything about the OG Xbox, and I don't like it. Microsoft at the time, I think they're the evil empire and all that.
A lot of people did,
and I thought they were pushing so heavy for computer type games and talking about online. And I had in my head, just like I had in my head before, that I was wrong about arcade and these little consoles can't be good. And then they turned out to be better because of the depth you could get in games and things.
Right.
I didn't think online was you got to be couch co-op. You got to be friends sitting around each other. I just didn't get it until I've been all out all night. Kid you not, on Saturday night, drinking, doing bad things, having fun. I don't know what time I ended up going to bed, but it had only been maybe a couple hours later. A friend that was actually stationed over there that lived on the base. I was just there on temporary duty in the hotel room. Came down, beating on my door. And I'd been stationed with him before, and he knew I was a gamer. He was a gamer. He's like, "You got to come right now. You got to see this."
Okay, what was it? Let's get to it.
We go to one of the fighter squadrons, and in one of their big rooms where they do mass briefings, and they've got 3 giant screen and with the overhead projectors, and then there's like 8 really nice CRTs set in like a arc, a half circle around.
Big back.
Oh yeah, they got the LAN thing going, everything hooked up. There's hundreds of pizza boxes,
Woo!
beer bottles, liquor bottles.
Oh, he painted a picture.
It's all these young lieutenant pilots, and yet there's also some young enlisted guys in there playing games together. And I stood in the back of the room and just kind of watched what was going on. And when that was another holy cow moment when I realized, I understand what Microsoft's trying to do and push, and I see the future. And yeah, it became the future.
Oh yeah. So please tell me Halo was on that projection
Yes,
screen.
it was Halo.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear right
Oh
there.
yeah, it was Halo.
Oh yeah, that's
So
that's
I
a game
immediately
changer.
left from there and went and bought, and I bought it off base. So actually I bought it off. I think I bought it on base and took it to one of the little off base shops, and they did things to it that you're not supposed to do. And
Oh, we know about those. We know about those
yeah, and they
tactics.
put a bunch of games on it. I don't
we know
have
about
anymore. I
those.
wish I did. It was really nice. But I actually have another one that's just soft modded or whatever. But actually has a hard drive in it too that's full of stuff. But this one had actually been modded internally, and it had a little switch on it, so you could actually be online, and you could flip that switch, and then you were just like you were playing a regular one. But let's not talk about that stuff.
Shout out to the body community. Shout out
to that next gen. I'm now in Korea full time, not just there at TDY. I'm stationed there. Got my kids with me. I'm divorced now.
Okay.
And yeah, we had the 360. We bought it towards the end while we were over there. And by that time, my oldest had already turned into a PC master race. He didn't want nothing to do with any of the consoles. All about that PC. I don't understand it. It was from the whole life had been consoles. In fact, the youngest one, because the oldest one would hog up the consoles, I ended up starting buying him all the handhelds. So from like the Game Boy Color on, he got every one of them, all the way up through. If you count the Switch as a handheld, which I don't play it like that, but he's still got a 3DS that he's about to take with him when he goes to Germany. He's got the Advance and a 3DS, and then his Switch. Well, I left the Switch over there, so he'll be waiting for me when he gets there.
No doubt.
But anyway, we
Dizzy's asking Osan or Kunsan.
Okay, I did it. I did do a year at Kunsan, but at this point in time, I'm up at Osan where I got the kids with me. When I was at Kunsan, it was a true remote. I was down there by myself. But somebody knows the Kun and the Osan.
Dizzy, y'all talking this real military talk, man.
That's
you
sweet.
talking to a lot of military dudes that's in there.
And this is for him, since he knows those places. They called me the mayor of Sontag. Reasons we won't talk about.
Mojo was out in them streets.
I was divorced and could do whatever. So yeah, it was good times.
Shout out to Tim Down with $2 super chat. Salute to the Iron Lords panel. Salute, man. We just reminiscing right now with Mojo. Continue, sir. So yeah, man. So basically, I guess I just want to interject for a second. Because of your travel, you've been all over. Obviously the Air Force has your station and just moving your family around. Like, I find it pretty amazing how you were determined to still get access to gaming. And I just wanted to just touch real quick, just what the challenges, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously you had a lot of trust in a lot of your fellow comrades to be able to get stuff for you and moving things around, you know what I'm saying? You were hustling, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting things around to you. But like how were you getting your information? Like how were you able to stay abreast as to what's really going on in the gaming scene with how much you were moving around in the military?
Subscribe to magazines.
Game
Pro.
Facts.
I had an Atari ST magazine those 3 years I was in Germany. Console War, even back then, I hated those Amiga guys. Oh my. I hated them. They got more games than the ST did, and it used to just make But we'll move on to a thing. But it's console wars have always went on, so it's not a big deal. So we came back. We're now back in the States. We're out in Northern California, and that's when I picked up the second we got back, because the PS3 had already been out. I'm not sure how long, but I went ahead and picked one up. I managed to get a original Fat Boy that would play all PS1 and PS2 games, which was awesome.
Hey.
The Foreman Grill.
Day too. I love it.
The Foreman Grill.
The Foreman Grill. The one that the big giant Fat Boy. The Foreman Grill that had all the inputs.
Yes.
Yeah. I was about the Foreman Grill. Listen, I always thought Sony made some really good looking systems. I love their designs on that system. Even the Fat Boy, even though Mad Dudes had jokes about the Fat Boy, he was able to do everything that you needed him to do. You can pop and play your old games. That's when it was about back compat that will not be in the PlayStation 5.
Salute.
Picked up a Wii then too. So and I've got a Wii. I ain't talking about like modded things, but it's got a 5 terabyte hard drive. It's got every GameCube game that ever come out, every Wii game that ever come out. I don't know. Here, I'm actually
Like, don't-
smoking. I don't want to turn my camera on. I don't want to
Listen,
promote
don't
bad things.
don't get yourself
got
I'll
some
turn
Mojo.
the camera
connection.
on a little and kind of point over to it. I think it was actually in the camera view. You can kind of see that little Wii over in the corner below one of the CRTs. But
Don't worry,
I
your
didn't-
camera's off right now, so you're good.
Mojo got some
I did pick
connections,
up
baby.
a GameCube
Mhm.
much later. I didn't get it when it was out because I just thought, man, that
Mhm.
the fact that they went disc was great, but then they went crazy and went with the little ones.
Yeah, baby ones.
And I didn't
proprietary.
realize, and I should have. I always underestimate Nintendo's ability to put out great games.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I skipped the 64,
Mhm.
and I didn't totally skip the GameCube, but it was towards the
End
end
of
of
the
the
cycle.
generation
Right.
when I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but things were going pretty good. Had those systems, and said, and by then, the youngest is now much older, and he's already starting to turn into a PC master
The
race.
PC
They
Master,
both are now.
which Meds approves. He said you got some good sons right there. He approves of the PC Master.
Hey, Madz.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
then I get out, retire,
Mhm.
24 years
Mm-hmm.
and a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of the Air Force. I get a pretty good job. I doubled up for a year because when I got back to the States, I had two teenage sons, and they're like, "Oh, guess what? In like a month, our unit's deploying to the desert." I'm like, "No, no. My mom had just had a stroke. There was no way I had anybody to watch or take care of them. I just could not go."
Right.
So I was already over 20 years anyway. So I whipped out them retirement papers and threw them on the desk.
There
and
you
said,
go.
I'm done. I would have went, and they ended up. It kind of upset them. They were like, "Well, you owe us a year because when you return from overseas, you owe them 12 months."
Okay.
It's part of like how they save money on the whole move stuff. So I'm like, that's fine. They made me stay a year, but I'd already been putting in applications, and I got hired by a mega billion-dollar company, not anything with gaming.
Okay.
I can say it. I make soda. I
All
work
right,
in a
yeah.
lab, quality control.
Yeah.
I won't say the name of the company, but I'll tell you this: it's not Coke.
Okay. I wonder who it could be. The possibilities are endless. No doubt. Salute to School Tech Talk. Nah,
I
man.
won an Xbox One Day One edition,
Wow.
and even though I played more on that PS3 than I did the 360, because I'm not a shooter. What is it? Shooter, dude, bro, whatever. I just
Looter shooter guy.
Looter shooter or dude bro Call of Duty.
dude, bro, shooter. But great story on that is after we got back and we're living in California, I'm retired. One day I throwed in, it had to be, I'm pretty sure it's one of the Call of Duties, I don't know, but I'm like, I'm a pretty good gamer. I've been gaming since the early 70s. I can do this.
Yeah, all right.
I jumped in and did 30 seconds.
Yeah.
What got to be probably a 7 or 8 year old shot me in the face with a shotgun, teabagged me, and was screaming what he was going to do to my mom that
Yes.
night.
Yes. And at that moment, you
I
realize.
cried, turned it off, walked over to the kitchen, and just shook my head and said, "You know what? I'm gonna stick with them shumps."
Listen, I know where you at, Mojo, because I'm telling you, as you get older, all that fast twitch stuff go right out the window, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let Addict and them have that. That is not for me. I cannot keep up with all that. That is a different skill set, man. And when you're young, you're all into that. So I feel you. Continue.
Now it's 2013. I got the Xbox One Day One. I love that controller too. I feel that original, the one they still have, I think they've only made like one improvement to it, the Bluetooth on it. But
yes,
I think it's the best controller that's ever been made. And I don't consider the Elites, that's extra. You got to pay for and all that. And I'm not saying the DualShocks are bad or anything like that.
Yeah,
Those are fine controllers. But I just think Microsoft did get that right. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The thing I love
wrong on the console.
The thing I love the most is when people are like, the DualShock 4 is just a huge improvement from the DualShock 3. Okay, we're comparing like crap to crap. Gotcha.
Yeah, we just love the Xbox controller. Just that whole alignment with the analogs and stuff like that. I get it.
Well, some people like to know the uniformity with the two analogs. I mean, it works for whoever likes it.
I mean, some people are allergic to milk and they're, they can't, and they still love drinking milk. Don't mean they should drink the milk.
No, a lot of people feel about that 360 controller though. A lot of people feel that was the best one too. But salute. Continue, Mojo. Let's wrap up.
Because being a movie guy and things, I already had an early adopter on a 4K TV.
Woo!
Which I changed it out when A couple years later, when better ones came out,
Mhm.
luckily I was able to sell that one and get a good chunk of my money back. But so after a year in, I bought a base model PS4.
Okay.
So I had them both, and then when the Pro come out, I waited a little bit on it because all the stuff was about it. It's not that big of upgrading stuff, but when they actually did that little second upgrade to the PS4 Pro, where you got the pass through, I went ahead and traded in my PS4 on the Pro and got the whole VR and all that.
Okay.
So that's cool. Although right now that's in my son's gaming area.
Now, did you do
the only console gaming he does is on the PS4 VR.
On the VR. Now, did you not do the X during that time after?
No. Yes. Here's the thing. And I did buy the X day one, but the year prior I had bought an S model just because it had the 4K.
Right.
Wanted those. So, but I didn't sell my S. It just kind of got put aside. I still got the OG model in the living room on my 1080p TV, which I never play, but it's there on it. It's a 70-inch, so it's a nice big screen, so it's still good for movies. But I basically kind of have them all. And when the Switch came out, I actually bought that for my son. I figured even though it was way too old for it, but it was. I was still thinking of it like a handheld, and he had all. I bought him all those Game Boys. So I bought him the Game Boy Switch.
The Game Boy Switch. Oh man, don't encourage King.
But I did buy extra dock. 2 docks, you can take it and I can pop it at any TV, so that's pretty cool without having to move stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, and then from 2013 on, actually when I was researching the Switch, because I was hoping Nintendo was going to come out with an amazing next gen console that was going to be more powerful than the PS4, the Xbox. So I'm watching every video possible. I'm on YouTube like crazy. I'm researching stuff, and you know what? Most of those videos, people just kept talking bad about Xbox. Even on the big shows, and some of those, that's when I got really like, wow, you know what? And then I started finding shows like yours, some other folks that were doing stuff that were like, no, games is games, gaming system, it's all good. Game on whatever you want. It stuff doesn't matter. And so I ended up just quit watching any of that other stuff because I just got tired of hearing that negative.
I feel you.
And even at the worst, you think back 2017, late 2016, even the worst time, man, they still got us PUBG that year. We had the
was it Ori? I'm trying to think what else dropped out.
No, it was after Ori. The little wow, I'm old. My memory just flew right out of my head. It's the one that's so hard.
It's early in the morning right now.
Yeah, what is it? The Bloodborne stuff or?
No, I'm just talking about for the Xbox.
For the Xbox.
He's talking about for the Xbox.
Okay.
The fact that Microsoft was still pushing out good games at that period of time, and they were acting like they weren't pushing out good games at that period of time. PUBG, listen, I was with PUBG all the way up until now. All right. I tried to stick my toe back in that water. Boy, I got to get really acclimated to it. So I feel you. Mojo.
Cuphead was the one I was.
Cuphead, yes.
And I know they didn't have as many good games during the same period of time that maybe Sony was dropping, but they got stuff until because they were transitioning from where they used to buy second party games,
right? Until
they were getting these studios and getting their ducks in a row. And hey, that was a business decision they made, and you know what? I think it was a good one. And I got my one small little rant.
Oh, let's get it.
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Let's go.
This is about Game Pass.
Let's get it.
And the importance of it.
Let's go.
People, even I in the beginning said, well, whatever. I don't care. Game Pass isn't for me. I like to own my games. I have 630 games right now on a hard drive. Actually, on 2 hard drives. Plus the internal. But here's the thing. I still find stuff on Game Pass I want to play. And now every new game I don't got to buy. So it's for everything. But here's the thing. This is important. This will come back to that S model here in a minute.
Let's bring it back.
They're not advertising this. They're advertising it to us, but we already know about it, the gaming community. I need to see some commercials for Game Pass on like Lifetime, some channels like that.
Salute.
You get single moms with kids. She can't,
she can't
one
afford
particular example. I was sitting in a Waffle House after work because I get up at like 6 a.m. I'm eating, and I had under my work shirt. I almost said the name of the company, but I had it not button, and I had a gaming shirt. Like I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt right now.
Oh, let's get it.
Can you see it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I had it, and she started talking to me about gaming, and she was kind of admitting that she felt so bad because she had like a 6 and an 8-year-old, and she couldn't go buy a $500 console. She couldn't buy games to keep games for them. They'd been donated, I think, like a PS2 is what they had at that time, and even that she couldn't go in and couldn't afford to get like used games and things for them.
Right.
And it made me feel so bad, but just I'd already bought an X, and J-Dubs, formerly Kratos, and whatever else he calls himself.
Yeah. Shout out to Kratos.
You know what? That is a wonderful gentleman.
Yes,
he is.
Shout out to
He
Kratos.
sent me an X, even though I told him I didn't need it. He was like, "No, man, I'm doing this for you. I like you and your military career and your son's." That was my son first headed to Germany. And like, you can give your son if you want. You can do whatever you want. That is a gentleman. Look, trust me. No matter.
Salute. No,
I know he might have some people trolling on Twitter, but he's a good dude.
We got a super chat.
But anyway, now I got a free X. I got that S out in the back of my car, and I didn't want to like offend this person and just try to. I'm just gonna give them something. So I'm like, can you afford like $60? And she said, come back next week. I come back 1 week later. I sold her my S model for $60.
Oh,
and I got her a year of Game Pass. And I said, for 1 year now,
you good.
Your kids are going to get. Back then, I was saying 100 games because I didn't realize they were going to be 200 like it is. But 100 games now, when they're at school, they get to talk about all the games because there were people out there. And I'm not talking about poor people. I'm just talking about middle
yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody can afford this stuff.
That's why I went on my pocket walking rant.
This single moms. I was a single parent, and like you mentioned earlier, where I tried to always keep gaming and that stuff, no matter where I was in the world.
Yeah,
but there are people that can't do that. She worked at a Waffle House. She was divorced. She had 2 kids, and now her kids get to play Halo Master Chief Collection. They get to play Gears of War.
This is real. This is real. I want to cut you.
Someone did a good deed for me, and then I kind of turned around and tried to do a good deed for somebody else on it. But my thing is, I just want to see Microsoft push that more, not just to the gaming community.
Right. That's a good point.
That's the customers they need to start reaching.
That's a great point.
People who Game Pass would be. I know all those years when I was doing that, and I was trying to buy these various systems and keep games. And a couple times I dropped hints about, shady systems and things. Game Pass, you don't got to do that. I did tell her after 1 year, she's going to have to pay $10 a month. She's going to have to put her card in.
Right.
It's safe. It's Microsoft. Don't worry about it. It's not Sony.
Oh, shots. Look, I gotta interrupt you for 1 second because you dropped so many bombs with that whole story. So first of all, salute to Kratos off top. You know what I'm saying? Front of the realm. You know what I'm saying? I definitely PlayStation brethren. We troll a lot. We go at it a lot, but it's all in good fun. And I'm glad to hear that story because a lot of people don't hear that aspect of him. And he doesn't. I know he doesn't promote it a lot, but salute to Kratos in that. Number 2, shout out to Restored Hades with the $5 super chat. I really like that you're giving this game with the spotlight. New blood is important and refreshing. Amazing show this given Sunday. Thank you, Restored Hades. Then I want to shout out Anchorman. He was asking specifically where you're from, and if you are Tennessee, we got to link you up with PlayStation, bruh. And he thinks he knows where he thinks he knows where the soda company is. He was hoping it was NC, but we ain't gonna get it. We ain't gonna have to blow that up if you don't want to blow that up there, Mojo.
I live right now. I currently live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Now I'm originally from about 2 hours from here in what they call the Johnson City Kingsport area. I went my couple years in college before I dropped out at East Tennessee State University up there. But and I would have probably just stayed out in California, but because of my mother's health was deteriorating, and I wanted to get back and have my kids get to be able to see her before. And after about 2 years here, she did pass away, so it was great. Pepsi. Oh, I said it out loud.
Oh, we're trying to remove it.
I don't say anything negative or bad.
Michael Jackson's mad at you right now.
But anyway, they let me transfer here, and that was so great. Just
salute, brother. Salute, man. Keep it up. And I love what you said about Game Pass because again, I had a little rant last week about pocket watching, but again, it's like you said. I think you made a great point. They're gonna be even the casual gamer, forget the hardcore gamer who doesn't even know about this, and they're looking at it like, hey, I may just I want to afford one system, and here's this option that's going to give me all these games, right? That is amazing. Now, the last thing I want to shout out to our brother every week, man. This is truly humble. Yeah, Will My Hood, man, with the $50 super chat. Almost missed the Lords playing Modern Warfare. Thank you for sticking with us, brother. Every week is always good to see you, man. Much, much appreciated, man. Mojo, I can talk to you all day. we got a lot of show. But
let me jump to the console, or not the consoles, the games, the 5 top.
No, we're gonna get to that. I ain't forget you on that. No, we got. He ready. He listens to IOB. He's like, no, I got my top 5. Yeah. He's like, Cog, we ain't gonna move. Hold on. Before
from beginning to end every week.
Oh, appreciate you.
Even if I don't get in the chat, I still watch you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. You have no idea how much that means to us, and the fact that, like I said, from every generation to have that type of participation with the show is humbling. What I wanted to get to, I just wanted to sidetrack for a second, because we're gonna do that top 5. We're gonna do that. But my question is how I came across you was through Lord Madz Gaming. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Lord Madz, lordsofgaming.net, and his own channel, and of course the Next Gen podcast. So I want to know, how did you link up with Madz to get that going? And I believe it's you and Jamie Moran, right? You guys do that?
Oh yeah.
Right. So let's get that going as far as the Next Gen podcast.
Well, when I like I said, back when I was kind of researching the Switch, and I was watching videos by, I don't even want to say none of their names, but bigger internet entities.
Yes.
And then when I started switching to just regular gaming community folks that were doing shows, I come across some of his videos, some of his very first videos. And here was a guy that one video would talk about how good Xbox is and what he thought the X was going to be, because this was prior to it being released. Then the next video, he'd be talking about how great the PS4 Pro was going to be. I loved it. I was like, I had to kind of lean over a little bit and listen to make sure I understood him. Those early videos, but man, he just kept getting better, and he was always just, the info would be there. And then, wow, I don't know when I actually
can't remember when
it contacted me at some point saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do a show, and you want to be on it." We might have been on another show. I've done a couple of Boom shows.
Yes, I saw you on Boom. Yes, salute the Boom.
And so, but at some point, and I think maybe I'd already talked to him about various things too, and contacted him myself, because he's just one of those guys. If you're wondering about something, shoot him a message, and he will. He don't let me BS either on there too, man. He's like, "Give me the link. Give me the link."
Yeah.
I don't have a link. I don't do links on my channel. I'm like, people don't believe me. I don't care. It's the internet. I can say anything. Not on that show. I gotta have facts.
Oh yeah, that's why we love Madz, man. He wants those facts. He wants those sources. We're not just gonna be talking. Oh man, he's amazing.
I've had like after the show send him links, because I didn't have them ahead of time, but I sent them to him.
No doubt.
And Jamie, he's my Twitter brother. I just came across him because I worked 12 hours overnight, and this is why I didn't want to say the name of the company, because half the night I'm playing on Twitter instead of working. I mean, during the rest of the time, I'm not playing on Twitter, but 12 hours I'm there. Sometimes I'm waiting to do certain things where I just got to be.
Yeah, you got that downtime. It's literally, I'm in the same boat.
Twitter and
let's grab that super chat.
Yeah. Shout out to Brap with the $2 super chat. Does Mojo play that Les Paul? It's a nice guitar.
I can make noise on it. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
No doubt.
Well, I'm putting together a little show that I'm calling Mojo's Milkshakes and Movies, and I've been trying to record a little intro on using the guitar and stuff. So we'll see how that comes out. That's going to be the intro to that show, and I got this 1950s vintage diner milkshake maker.
Okay.
It's amazing. So I'm going to make milkshakes, and while they're spinning around and stuff, I'm going to talk about a various movie or something, and see if I can get any traction on that. Because I do that Laserdisc pick of the day on Twitter.
I peeped it. I saw the Laserdisc love, man. I said, this man got them CRTs and that Laserdisc. Yo, he is a traditionalist.
That TV right there.
I see the Big Mac.
The one on the right reminds me of mine.
He's soft.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the one he got on the right looked like the high scan that Sarv had. Because he thought it was full 1080p Mojo, and we had to call him out on his high scan.
Listen, we didn't call him out. We went over there and found out. At the same time, he found out, and that's the day my heart broke for my brother.
But then I went and I got the Vega. So then
That's
I
right.
made
He
you right.
bent that knee. He bent that knee that day. He's like, not today, brother. Not today.
So real quick before we move on to the top 5, we know we're gonna end it with that. But my question for you is, like I said, because we see you are such a traditionalist, Mojo. Like, what's your thought process of holding on to the tech, holding on to those monitors, holding on to all the consoles? Like, what's your mindset? Is this something that you want to go back to at any point, or do you still appreciate the quality that was given at that time?
I love everything that's going on now in the gaming world, but I probably play more on my Sega Saturn than I do anything else.
Yes. Oh man,
Holy cow, that Saturn.
Oh,
Now, if I had to lay down what's my all-time favorite console, I'm gonna say the PC Engine / TurboGrafx 16.
There we go.
But-
That's my man right there.
But I still probably play more Saturn right now than the other ones, because I got in the other room, I got a big 32-inch chunky CRT. That Saturn just is absolute arcade, perfect.
You and
ports
Saul are
of
gonna be best
various
friends now.
Chunks and shooter games, and
Talk to
and
him,
I-
Saul.
Mojo, you got to check out Sega Lord X on YouTube. Sega Lord.
yeah,
X.
I watch this stuff.
Oh,
But you
And the reason I had these CRTs wasn't really for the Laserdiscs. Laserdiscs were in boxes in the bottom of a closet. I'd long forgot that I even kept that many, because I sold right when DVDs were about to hit. I realized that, crap, I need to get rid of these because they're going away. They're going away. DVD will be the future. So I sold about half the collection and got pretty much every penny that I'd already spent on Laserdisc back. I did real well on it. Small little store out in San Francisco at the time.
That's what's up.
But anyway, I bought these CRTs just for retro gaming. But once I'd gotten a couple of them, I got a Laserdisc player somewhere. And I actually had hooked up the stereo system in my bedroom that I used just for CDs for music, because it had a really high-end transport on it. And I've got all these Laserdiscs. I'd forgotten about them, so I dragged all that stuff out and hooked things up, and
Nice.
haven't stopped since. I have fun with it all.
That's what's up, man. Salute to.
But I don't want people to think I'm a retro guy. I get so upset sometimes when I see certain retro guys that just build their channel on that one thing, and they act like. No, I love modern gaming. I want I want the Anaconda or Scarlet or whatever you want to call it, and the PS5. I love the X and the Pro and the VR. It's amazing. But I also love 2D, side-scrolling.
Yeah, you like it all. It's a diversity, man. Yeah, it's a diversity. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't.
Nothing wrong with
There's
that.
something about playing those games on a nice CRT. I've got all the little minis. I have every one of them. The NES Classic, Super Nintendo Classic, the Sony one. I've got one that's an arcade one called from Retrobit that just has arcade games on it.
Okay.
And I've got the already pre-ordered the PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 one. I've ordered both. So when those drop, I love them, and it's great. You're watching them on a 4K set or a 1080p set, but it's still. I'm telling you, when you play those real games,
it's a difference.
Even if you're just playing, even if you're just using an EverDrive or something, you got the ROMs. You're playing on the real equipment, and it's pitch perfect. And there's just something about the way CRTs are designed and how the boxes and graphics and things on those old games, they're just meant to be played on it. And so as long as I can, I will. When I can't, when my last CRT dies, I'll play it on the modern set.
That's what we talk about,
I can
bro.
do both, and I do both. Sometimes I've got the both the Super Nintendo Classic as well as the Japanese version. So and then I've got real ones.
So basically, you're going back and forth. You're going back and forth.
Right beside where you see it here, right beside the modern. And I'll look at them and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it better on the CRT. It's cool.
So something just happened. I want to add a topic to the show or replace my topic. Apparently, Gothalion is now a Mixer exclusive.
Oh, salute to that. We'll get to that. We ain't getting rid of your topic, though. That's that topic we got a lot to discuss about. But we will definitely salute the Gothalion and Shroud and all this Mixer movement. But look, we got to move on. A lot of show to go. But so we got to do what Lord Mojo has prepared for astutely. He knows what the royal treatment is about. So, Lord Mojo, that last question we asked all the guests of the realm. I need that top 5 video game or franchises of all time. Let's get it.
Okay, like everybody else, this tends to change from time to time. But I'm gonna cheat too because I'm gonna have a honorable mention. So
Okay,
this will
let's
be
get
number
it.
6.
Okay, let's get
And
6.
it's not a game, not a franchise. It's a genre, and that's
Okay.
those shoot 'em ups.
Okay.
Chumps. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the modern indie versions put out here, over the last 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that stuff. So that's my honorable mention.
Okay.
But number 5.
Let's go.
One was Zelda.
Woo!
Never stopped. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Breath of the Wild, amazing.
Mm.
I make fun of the Switch, and I don't play it.
That's right. You said the
4 to
correct.
1.
No, you said the correct one. You say it with your chest.
4K
I mean, he could have been saying Skyward Sword.
I heard Breath of the Wild. That's all I need to hear. Continue, sir. Love him already. He's welcome back in the realm.
So Zelda's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is a combination Metroid, Castlevania, Metroidvania games, but just 2D.
Okay.
I did not like Metroid Prime.
Okay.
Still don't, and I kind of hate the fact that Nintendo's doing that next. I wish they would do another 2D Metro game, but the 2D stuff, the Castlevanias, and the Metroids that moved on from the consoles to the Game Boys. So, but anyway, that's my number 4.
Number 4. Let's
Number
go.
3, I got to give Kojima some love.
Ooh, which
We'll go
one?
with Metal Gear.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, the franchise. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put the franchise. And even going back to a couple of games, even to the one he did on the NES, and then he did for some NEC computer in Japan, Snatcher that eventually got on Sega CD. Yeah. And there's some stuff from Metal Gear in Snatcher. I don't know if y'all know. Little hints and stuff he would, go with later. So Metal Gear franchise was number 3.
That's right.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with. And this one just recently come back onto the list because of the Resident Evil 2 remake. But I'm going with Resident Evil as a franchise.
That's your horror affinities right there. I know.
I
know that. I know what that is.
Even back in the day on the PlayStation 1 with those tank controls. I still love it.
Salute to the tank controls.
First time I played the first one, I think I didn't last 2 minutes. I kept getting killed. And I must have been 3-4 days in a row. I never went more than 2 minutes without dying. Couldn't get out of the police station or into it. I can't even remember now. It's been so long since I played the first one. But
salute to the green herbs.
I love it. And eventually I got figured things out. But again, I didn't have the internet to run to.
Shout out to
I had to figure out stuff on my own.
Yeah, shout out to Attic. Shout out to the young generation getting them YouTube tips. We ain't had those. Salute.
And now that's pretty modern. I mean, Resident Evil's just dropped, 7? Not too long ago. And then
No, you talking about the new one. I'm talking about the old one. I'm talking about the old one when we had the tank controls, PlayStation 1 debut era. You know what I'm saying? When you were stuck, there was few sources you could go to. I'll just, bringing that up for the current generation. That's all.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I played the PlayStation 1.
I'm just saying, I couldn't run to my favorite YouTuber and find out how to get past something. Look at Attic Man.
Now I don't always even go to the internet. I just start yelling for my son. I make him come out here and help me.
No doubt.
It's pretty sad at times, but yeah.
Look, my favorite genre is the Dark Souls genre. Okay, and you can look up all the information you want. Don't mean you can get it done. For example, Kid Flu, he lost that challenge because he can look up anything he wanted to. It don't mean he gonna get it done.
No doubt. So let's go. Resident Evil, and then number 1, sir. Number 1.
Number 1, I'm going with Mario franchise. Yeah. It was one of those holy cow moments when I played Super Mario 3 when I realized that the depth that you could have in a game compared to just, say, an arcade machine. I was like, whoa, I got to go back and play Mario 1 now and 2. But then 2, I was, but anyway, 1 and 3, just amazing. Super Mario World, again, they just knocked it out of the park during that time.
Killed it.
And even now, not just Breath of the Wild, but on the Wii U, they had a 2D Mario.
Yes.
And also did a cut of it of Luigi. And then when I say Mario franchise, I count like the Luigi games too. It's
all one and the same. It's all encompassing.
And my list is a little Nintendo heavy with, but it's also Metroid, Castlevania. So that's got a little love for.
We love it. It's your list, man. It's your list, man.
I don't have too much newer stuff in there. Even though, like I said, Resident Evil's still going strong. Mario's still going strong. I mean, Mario Odyssey was just out.
Yep.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they're about to do another Zelda
They're
game.
about to do another one. They're about to do Breath of the Wild
They
too.
how to rehash their stuff.
Mhm.
But 6 months from now, I might be throwing something completely different in there. I come and go and change.
No doubt, man. Yo, salute to the list, man. Absolute pleasure with that list. Some classics in there.
Let's get that super chat.
I know. We gotta get that super chat.
I'll get it real quick.
Mhm.
I feel like I always read Stitch's super chat. So $5 super chat from Stitch. King, what happened to that PS energy in the Outer Worlds? I hear nothing about crickets on that side. How you feel about that, King?
I'm gonna tell you, Stitch. I think you're on something. You know, Christopher Hart. Did you purchase this week, sir? Did you go out and spend your $65? Did you contribute to the bucket? Did you put the money in the bucket? Because all I did was click that switch.
You know what's funny about that? People all the time like to have this persona. If you get a review copy, you're automatically bought. Like, are we gonna have like different reviews for if you have if you played it through Game Pass, you paid $60, you got a review copy.
Oh my God, y'all terrible. Y'all terrible. Salute to that, man. Yeah, we're hearing a lot of stuff right now. I'm hearing some news. We got a lot of breaking news going on during the show, by the way. Obviously the Gathalion thing we're hearing about, and of course we're hearing rumors of Overwatch 2 has been released. So that we got a couple of breaking things we may try to touch lightly, but we got
I saw some concept arts about that a couple months ago.
Yeah, man. We got some stuff we're going to get into. A lot of shows. So we're going to move on. We got the poll, you know what I'm saying, that we're going to jump in. So the winner of last week's poll results are in. The people have spoken to the question with the September NPD results of Gears 5 finishing number 7 overall and number 3 on the Xbox One in dollar sales. Do you consider this a sales flop or the Gears franchise? The winner of the three-way ILP poll at 63% is the no. Game Pass is a success and Gears 5 is still in the top 10 without Steam sales. Coming in at second place at only 20% was the yes. Xbox flagship franchise can't crack top 3. NPD nor number 1 on its own platform. Sad. Or in last place, in last place at 17% was the I don't care, I'll cop anything for $1 subscription-free group. Shout out to the RoboCop reference. Salute to all the lords who was in the poll this week. Lord Addict, man, the people, they saying that this is a good deal. They said it was a good thing for Gears. Where are you at with this, sir?
Yeah, I mean, at least we know some people ain't drinking the juice.
Oh, my Lord.
We know some people are sincere and actually know what's going on. Like sometimes I feel like some of these people don't even know what day of the week it is, what year of the week it is.
Oh man!
You know the questions you ask the people at the ambulance, like, "What's the president?" I feel like some of these people ain't gonna even know that.
Oh my Lord! Salute! Lord, we got another poll cooking up, man. But we gonna get into the show. We got some good topics to get. Is that LordsofGaming.net's own? Is that fellow next-gen podcaster, my man, Lord Madz Gaming? What's up, man? Oh, he's muted. There we go.
What's up, man?
Thanks for the invite. Can you hear me?
Absolutely,
yes,
man. Absolutely. No doubt. Good to have you around, brother. Good you can answer the call. We got Mojo in the building and Madz.
That's our E3
Mojo, my man.
Right there we go.
No doubt. Next Gen and ILP collabo right now, so you already know what it is. But we're going to get into it, man. We got a lot of discussion. And Solve, man, what is going on? There's some games that dropped this week.
For sure. What do you want me to talk about first?
Let's
Somehow they're gonna make this about a Switch thing.
All right, let's go. Oh, brother.
You just made it about Switch thing.
Look, he nervous. He nervous because my man's here. That's what it is. They see, it was all sweet when they jumped me last week, but my man's here.
Last week without Solve. Okay.
Right, so there will be no Switch discussion on this one for you. But
Since Addict wants to bring it up, go pre-order that Luigi's Mansion 3. Thank you.
But Solve Outer Worlds is coming to the Switch, but we won't get into that.
But Claymation edition.
Claymation edition.
Why do we keep trying to get this Claymation?
Remember, hey, it's the Minecraft edition.
My God.
It's the Claymation Nation edition.
Anyway, I think Solve. What about we set it off with? I think we all have a lot to say about Outer Worlds, but let's set it off with COD because I know a few of us didn't play. I know I didn't get a chance to play it. So just your impressions. We'll start with COD, then we'll just transition.
So for me, I haven't played COD in a long time. Like I fell off the series. I only really came to the series for the single player stuff,
Mhm.
and I just got tired of it. Like it feels like every single year, like the game feels the same. You can drop in whatever different scenarios, whatever different time periods. It still feels they all feel the same to me, and to me anyway. So coming back to Modern Warfare, that was the last time I really felt like wowed by a Call of Duty. The first Modern Warfare, and I played all the campaigns for all 3 Modern Warfares up until now. So I wanted to come back to this. In addition to that, I heard a lot of the original team
Mhm.
had come back, left Respawn, and come back to work on this. So I really wanted to see what they could do.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, like it's more Call of Duty. It's not. It's more COD. I honestly was a little disappointed by the fact that
Mhm.
it just fits right into what I
Mhm.
thought COD was. And having been away from it for a couple of years, I was really disappointed that I felt that same way. I wanted more from it.
Mhm.
So I've only played a couple of hours into the campaign,
Mhm.
and it's beautiful. Like it's a gorgeous game. You can tell that the engine has been refined and improved considerably. It looks really great. I'm playing it on the X.
Mhm.
It doesn't run the best on the X, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not 100% 4K all the way through, I don't think.
Mhm.
And you can feel some dips in frame rate, which for a COD game is not something you expect at all.
Okay.
So it's not the
Mhm.
smoothest experience if
I'm
you have it
hearing,
on PC.
not to cut you for a second, Sal. I'm hearing, I want to shout out Madz. I was looking at his Twitter feed. I'm hearing this thing is shutting Xboxes off.
I heard it bricked someone's Xbox.
What is going on?
I heard it. I don't know what the heck's going on. I
So
think
somehow
Borderlands had
Xbox
this
is
issue too,
allergic
right?
to whack. Just stay out of me.
And, somehow, I guarantee you in this conversation, this is going to get twisted, and it's going to be the peasant S holders are the one that's getting turned off.
No, but I think it was an X that got bricked. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
You probably
Maybe I was-
absolutely wrong about that.
Yeah, Disney said it shut down twice.
I'm getting bricked.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox One X is shutting down for many people on that game, and
Mhm.
actually, it's like second game in like last couple of weeks. Which
Borderlands did
basically-
it as well, right?
Exactly right, and
Wow.
so yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I
Is
don't,
it- is it
maybe
mod-
Microsoft needs to look into it.
Mods, is it the fact that they're pushing 4K and other ones can't? I mean, maybe that's the thing.
Oh,
Maybe
my Lord.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're
It's
overheating.
not. It's not staying at 4K, King. It's
it's falling down after
It-
It's dynamic 4K, yes. Yeah.
Apparently, they're overheating and turning off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
kind of nuts. But
Kinda nuts.
I
Continue.
mean, that is what it is. But in terms of the gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like COD, it always tries to wow you and blow you away with like these controversial things that happen in the campaign. Like the game starts out with a suicide bombing, and then it goes into you trying to find these chemical weapons that get stolen, and then there's a big attack on London. And it's just like after having seen no Russian back in the
I
day.
feel like that's the example in the cliff notes of all COD.
Right.
There's an attack on some kind of
it
big
follows
city.
this pattern. You're right. It follows this pattern when it just doesn't feel like it's trying to say anything new. You know what I mean? So
Before we continue, let me grab the super chat real quick from Brad.
Please
$6
do.
super chat. Best way to play COD is on PC.
Master Race,
Master
Lord
Race.
Cognito in the building.
Mhm.
You might not be onto anything at the moment, so we'll have to go along with that.
But yeah, man, it's just it's more COD. I expected more from it. I was hoping more from it. COG knows that I've fallen off the show. I love baseball, and I've fallen off the show as well, just because of the same thing. Like year in and year out, you're getting these sort of minimal upgrades, and I just feel like with COD though, even though you get a game every year, you get 3 different studios making these games that they have 3.5 to 4 years to make each one of these games, and it just. I know it's a directive from Activision where COD has to feel the same across the board. It has to sort of so you can jump in and out of it, but I think it's to its detriment. It doesn't feel like it's saying anything new. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything new. It's pretty, it's polished, and I'm sure once I finish the campaign, it'll be fine. But I expected more from COD.
Fair enough. Anyone else? Mods, you picked it up, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
but I didn't play it for a long. I mean, like I
Mhm.
put like maybe 30 minutes into it, literally before the show, and blame my slow internet.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but like, yeah, it looks great. It's obviously it's having performance issues, which is
Mhm.
kind of strange, and this is yet another game that is kind of like pushing the resolution, I think, too much, and
Mhm.
performance suffers. So
Mm.
and like this is the fact. I mean, PlayStation 4 Pro is running this game better in terms of like performance.
Mhm.
It's very close to 60 on PlayStation 4 Pro. On Xbox One X, it's not really, all right. So
Mm.
sometimes it falls down to like 48 frames
Don't
per
they have the
second.
marketing rights?
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Here we go.
Somebody's out
actually-
there throttling.
I actually had
throttle burgers.
yeah, I actually had a couple of people suggesting me that on Twitter, like, so maybe it has something to do with that. I'm like,
Oh man,
I don't know.
Maz,
I was
don't
like,
even go into
maybe-
that conversation.
Yeah.
Please do not.
I was like, maybe somebody just forgot to optimize it for Xbox One X.
Yeah,
Or not, right?
So, Mods, do you see a little bit of frame pacing on the X issues as well on the X? Like it feels like it's like a very slight hitch.
Mhm.
I haven't noticed yet. Not yet. I mean, like I'm very early into the game. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He said he
But
just booted it up.
Yeah, but I already did see some screen
Got to the
tearing and
title
stuff.
screen,
So.
man. You can't really hit any kind of issues on the title screen.
Mm. No, fair enough, man. Lord Mojo, did you pick up Call of Duty this year? Did you pick it up?
No, I'm a year later guy when I can pick it up cheap because I just play the campaigns. So
I want everyone.
I don't
to
mind
think
being a fraud.
mentality with Call of Duty. Let's go.
Salute.
I have probably
Game
7 or
Pass.
8
That's
Call
what
of
you got.
Duties
Mm-hmm.
that I have, and I don't think I've ever bought anyone when they first dropped. I
feel
usually
you.
just wait, and then when I see a good price, I get it for the
That's what you
campaign.
get it. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough, fair enough.
But I thought about this one because it was a new engine and
Yeah.
it's supposed to look great, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to buy this one.
Mhm.
And then luckily, I just held back. I got
Alright,
back on
so-
Thursday,
Oh, hold on,
and even
hold
by
on.
sometime
You
late
gotta-
Friday.
Mhm. Hold on
I'm
one second,
hearing
Mojo.
people
Hold
say-
on 1 second.
Oh, if you take care of that.
Sav, you need to take care of that. They're coming for you. Super
No,
chat.
no, no. I'm happy to answer. Look, shout out to Lord Chancleta, Lord.
Oh, damn! He called him by his name.
Government. Sav, why is it okay to say it's more COD, but you can't say it's more Gears? I said Gears 5 is more Gears. So I mean, but for me,
I think the difference is when people play a COD game, they expect a COD game. When people
they
play
expect the
when
COD
people
game,
play
yeah.
a Gears game, for some reason they expect anything else but a Gears game.
So I mean, but it goes. The same issue applies to both. It's like with Gears, I wanted them to do more. I want them to take more risks, right? And the risk that they did take was kind of they dipped their toe into it. They didn't really go all the way. With COD, it's like, man, you can take more risks because you come out every year. Like the fact they didn't have a campaign last year, I understand why Black Ops 4 still did as well as it did, because people really are just coming to this for the multiplayer. Like the and the campaign, the story beats, the way it's presented, like Addict said, like it's par for the course. You're gonna get some big attack somewhere, something that's supposed to emotionally move you, and it's every single time it's the same thing. So to me, I mean, I don't know how the multiplayer is. I don't know how great it is or not.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the campaign.
No, I
And,
feel you.
and in terms of the campaign, they haven't moved that needle. It still follows those same beats.
I want to get 2 comments in the chat that is interesting. Shout out to One Bad Mother. A salute. He said Gears is every 3 years. Yearly cadence makes it more exhausting with COD. And then he said, shout out to Slow Mo. He said, what is this complaining for? He said the campaign was the best they ever did. Now I will say this, I was surprised when I heard you say you didn't like it, because just my little anecdotal evidence for people I see on Twitter.
Yeah.
People were raving about this COD. They were like, yo, the campaign is it.
It's not that I don't like it.
Okay.
Because I still think it's, again, the last campaign that I completed was Modern Warfare 3. I didn't complete Black Ops. I haven't completed anything since then. So the campaign, like I said, it's good. It's polished. It's just more of the same. And to me, at least till now, it doesn't deviate from those standard beats. Like, why was Addict able to point out exactly how a Call of Duty game starts all the time? Because that's how they start. You know
It's
what I
funny. I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since Advanced Warfare. And I knew exactly how the story was.
There you go. Exactly. So it's one of those things. Like up until now, the only character that seems super interesting to me is the rebel leader, Farah, because again, like she's in a Middle Eastern country. She is in charge of this rebel group. So the fact that it's a woman in charge, and the things you would expect in terms of culture in that part of the world, like it's a very cool sort of change of pace of what you might expect. But I haven't played enough yet to see how that character kind of unfolds.
Okay, fair enough.
Beyond that, everybody's very much military dude. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like shout out. Well, it's interesting because, like I said, it does seem polarizing in the chat. I've heard some things, and Madz, again, following your timeline, I heard some things about a shorter campaign. Some people are saying they're getting it done in 6 to 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
That's nothing new for Call of Duty. They always these companies always these games are always like short.
And another thing, Ken. Another thing.
Tell me about
5 or 6 hours, okay, but 20 hours isn't.
Listen, I'm not gonna go into why is the phenomena. I know, like he said, the do bro shooter type of thing. It's not for me. I get it when it's on sale, just like Mojo said. Shout out to Microsoft and the new Xbox dashboard. There's a little thing that you can click onto the game, and you can indicate when a game goes on sale. You can put it in your wish list, and you can indicate when it goes on sale, and you'll get a notification telling you that the game that you're looking for, the game that's on your wish list, is on sale, and you can actually purchase it. So if you don't have the finances for a game right now, Microsoft,
I never knew that.
Microsoft allows you that you're able to put these games in your wish list, and when those games go on sale, you have a little indicator and it'll pop up and it'll let you know that these games is on sale, so you don't miss out on sales. Yes, shout out to who did that for you.
Can we move on to the good game of the week?
Oh my God! So being that addict he's had enough Call of Duty, and I'm assuming the rest of the panel has played. Let's get into it, Solve.
I'd rather sleep the rest of my life than talk about Call.
Oh my God! Let's get into this Outer Worlds. Obviously, it dropped. I believe every single member of the round table today has played it. I'm hoping. If not, please let me know. But Solve, man, where you at with Outer Worlds? Your topic.
I tell you, man. I love Obsidian. I've always loved Obsidian.
The GOAT, the best.
Old school CRPGs, old school Baldur's Gate stuff. Obviously, a lot of the guys on this team are original Fallout. They are masters of the craft, and the fact that they now have the chance to do their own IP, I think is fantastic, and I think they hit it out of the park. And they didn't try to do too much with it. They didn't necessarily try to be the next Fallout.
They were realistic.
They were realistic with the time and the budget that they had, and what they created, in fact, is an amalgam of some of my favorite things from Fallout and Mass Effect, and put it into an interesting, funny world that is their own. And at the same time, I think what they've done in terms of the conversations and the way you can spec differently, and the way it seems like your decisions really matter in this world. I think you're really starting to look at what we can expect to wow us in next gen. It's not going to be graphics. It's not going to be. It's realizing these worlds. They don't have to be humongous worlds, but the fact that they're deep, and these characters are deeper, and everything is. I like the fact that everything is voiced. I love that. I think they really hit it out of the park. I'm so happy for them that they have another game out there that kind of appeals to the masses, because Pillars of Eternity is great, but it's an isometric old style CRPG. It's not going to appeal to everybody. You look at this game, you see Fallout, and if Fallout is something you love, you're immediately going to be drawn to it. And then once you start playing it, you feel Mass Effect. Mass Effect, and you have not been happy with recent Mass Effect. You're going to be drawn to it. So honestly, man, I'm kind of in love. I'm only 3 hours in, but everything I've seen, in terms of the systems and how they manage the character building and stuff like that is fantastic. It's tight. Another thing that I'm happy about is the fact that it's not really buggy. It's not
that engine seems smooth.
Yeah, it's kind of smooth. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on?
We're not used to this. You're not used to that
No,
charm of bugs.
it's that Microsoft bag, man. They got it. But I tell you, like, I'm really happy for them. And I gotta say, and I know, I think Mojo mentioned this before. I think it was Mojo. Xbox Nation. I'm telling y'all right now, even though this game is a third-party game, you need to treat it as if it is a first-party game. Meaning, go out there and support.
Technically, it's a first-party game. It's just on an exclusive.
Exactly. But you know, honestly, unless your only means of playing is a PlayStation, or if you're waiting for the Switch version for some reason, exactly, you need to be playing this game on Game Pass, either on PC or on an Xbox. Like, it's the smart thing to do.
Let's get.
But I'm loving it. You know, I'm loving it.
No doubt. We gonna get Madz and Mojo. And Madz, man, I've seen your timeline as well, and I know you are highly anticipating this game. Your excitement, probably the most I've seen you excited for a game before it launched in a long time. Am I kind of accurate with that? With Outer Worlds?
Yeah, very, and that's for two reasons. First is I like RPG games. I played pretty much all Fallout games, excluding Fallout 76. I'm talking about those 3D Fallout games, right? I did play those, Fallout 1 and 2, but well, they are a bit too old and too, like,
antiquated.
Yeah, for my liking. Yeah, but like I like that kind of style of games. I like RPGs, and I like shooting as well. So everything is in that game, to be honest with you. And also I was one of the people that was when the very first leaks about some new studios being bought by Xbox started. I was one of those guys that was like, Microsoft needs to buy Obsidian and stuff. And then Gabriel was actually spreading those rumors that Obsidian might get bought and stuff. I was like, yeah. And then obviously that was officially confirmed. And yeah, listen, they are very talented studio, and I get that. I know a lot of people were saying that, some people that did work on Fallout, last, New Vegas are not there anymore and stuff, right? People obviously, come and leave, right? But generally speaking, like if you look at the portfolio of their games,
look at that resume. Talk about that resume, Madz. Let's get to it.
I mean, the Star Wars game, right? The Knights of the Old Republic 2. Obviously Fallout game. You've got the creators of the original Fallout games there as well, right? So there's a lot of talent, and obviously they were struggling with a budget for the last couple of years. Actually, it's actually a funny story because Microsoft kind of actually made them into misery. Actually, lead them into a bit of misery at the very beginning of this generation. So it's actually funny that actually they bought it.
They bought them, yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
So listen, Obsidian, I think it's one of the best pickups along with Playground Games and Ninja Theory.
Yes.
These are my three big, studios.
Good list.
And yeah, I mean, I love the Outer Worlds. It's like, it's a combination of Mass Effect and Fallout games. I've put like 4 maybe 5 hours into it. So I mean, I'm at the very, very beginning of the game, but so far, I'm loving it, and I love the humor, right? I mean, like, I was joking with some people on the humor and stuff, and they love it as well. So,
humor is hilarious, man. I mean, I'll get to my point later. I got a lot to say, but I know we got to get Mojo, and I want Addict. So, Mojo, did you pick up Outer Worlds yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Game Pass, of course.
Oh, salute the Game Pass. Salute, no doubt. What you feeling, man?
Immediately after I got back home, and I played. I didn't play it Friday night. I waited till Saturday. I got about 3 hours in, and at one point I'm like, wow, this is so good. I actually want to stop because I want to kind of stretch it out. I don't want to just finish it over, 3-5 days or something. Not just the humor, but even the AI in it it's excellent for a game of that size. These guys know what they're doing, and I just keep getting amazed, and I was expecting it to be good, but at the same time, I kept thinking there was going to be something that was it's exactly what everybody wanted. A really great sci-fi RPG.
Mm.
Couldn't have been at a better time because I mean, it's just what Microsoft needed, more RPGs
Yes.
anyway. And
Single player.
you know, and I like the size of the game. I don't want, as great as like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is. I don't have 100 hours.
Preach it, brother.
I work 12-hour shifts, 4, 5, sometimes 6 days a week.
Preach it.
All summer, I've been averaging 60-hour plus weeks. Had some 72-hour weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't leave a lot of time for gaming. It definitely don't. Even if I can play, sometimes I'm just too tired. Like on a Sunday morning, I'm not gaming. I'm throwing you guys on. I'm like,
my man, Mojo, in the Lord's realm of the Lords.
I don't mind that. Hey, life sometimes, I want to be able to retire from working completely, and I've still got about 3-4 years, and so I got to deal with it. So when I get a game like this, it's perfect. It's the right size.
Yep.
And Sony's dropped something like that, like, God of War. It was a great time amount for it. But we'll get away from that. But Outer Worlds.
Right now, you with it. You with it.
And I know he mentioned that some of the original guys that did the original Fallout 1 and 2 are Obsidian. Well, some of the other ones that worked on those games, they're at the dev that does Wasteland. So
They're
they've
in
got
Exile,
different studios now, those guys. And XGS, those game studios, is people need to wake up. Game Pass is amazing, and they got a bunch of good studios. It's just going to give you a regular flow of games, and it's already happening. I mean, how many games now? The Last Horizon, racing game, and then we get Gears, and now we got Outer Worlds, and then we got some smaller stuff coming, and then there's going to be Halo, and
you got that variety,
there'll
man.
be other big ones, and they've not announced a couple of those bigger games. It's going to come maybe a little quicker than people think. Some of Microsoft studios can pump games out in 2 years. I mean. They just can. They put 300, 500 devs. Everybody thinks, oh no, they've been working on it 5 years. No, they didn't actually. They might have did some little pre-production and things like that, but until they actually green out those games to where they're saying, okay, we're building it now.
Undead Lab, they actually like the actual dev time for State of Decay 2 was 2.5 years. So
yeah, it's sometimes people they think, and I know there are games that have taken 5 years and things like that, but when you get up to 200 people, you can get a great game, no bugs, and you can get it out on time.
Most of the time, when a game takes like 5 years to make, 9 times out of 10 they made an engine before they made that game.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So let's get you in at it. I mean, me and you've been going back and forth. We've been talking about this game. So where you at? I know you have put in a ton of hours, more than probably everybody on the panel. So just where you at with Outer Worlds and your feeling on it. What's up?
So, I was really enjoying this game, and then I remembered something, LordCognito. You know what I remembered?
What you remembered, sir?
I remembered I paid nothing for this game, so I just turned it off.
Wait, you paid? You sure you paid nothing?
I didn't pay $60, so it made it a worse game than I should be playing. So I turned it off. I haven't played it since. I went back to Destiny because you know why? I actually put money in Destiny, so I feel like it's justified. No, it's a good game, and I really enjoy a lot of aspects about Outer Worlds. What I like is they did what Fallout 4 should have done, and the fact that Bethesda keeps dropping the ball at every corner,
which we'll get into with King's topic later.
It's really, really easy to like. It's sad when they're out Bethesda. Because I will say that game is miles better than Fallout 4. The reason, I've always said Fallout 4 is a good first-person shooter. It's not a good Fallout game. This took the aspect. What I really liked is they did a little like quality of life changes from Fallout to this, from Fallout New Vegas. Like, for instance, in Fallout New Vegas, you had to level individual stats. Right. On this, you level 3 stats till they hit 50, and then you level individual stats.
Why is King throwing something in the bushes?
Oh no! I was just
I was watching you, sir. I was watching you. You throwing something in the bushes. Continue. It better not be Outer Worlds. We're gonna have a mutiny on it.
Oh no! Y'all might not like what I'm about to say.
Man. Continue at it before King's revving up. I can see. Continue.
When it comes to the game, though, the only negatives that I really see is
telematic.
I think the graphics aren't where they should be.
Get them.
They low key look like that's something that would happen like the end of last gen, the beginning of this gen. They don't
Tell him, Addict.
Mhm.
Okay, let me talk. They don't look anything special. You know, I've always been the kind of person. If the gameplay's good enough, I'll overlook everything. So that's what's happening here. But I did want to point it out. Sometimes the rocks, the textures look like someone just squirted like a 5-year-old squirted like crown on it. Like that's how bad some of these textures look. You know, that does, and I feel like the people that are posting how beautiful this game looks, they're just showing this like the space.
They just showing a skybox. That's what they do.
Space looks nice.
They're looking up in the sky, and they like look how beautiful this game is. I want you to look down where the game's being played and show that.
Oh, but what about the people who say that you're playing on the Xbox with us?
No, that lends the credence.
Because Slow-Mo said y'all exaggerated, and he played on PC. So he said, well, it could be your personal experience could be the issue.
Who did that for you?
I will say this though, even on the X, like there's no HDR, and I think for a game like this, with it's so colorful, HDR would help it so much just to pop more.
Looks like garbage. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
But I am saying that for a game that's coming out at the end of this gen, it should look better.
Okay.
Obviously, I think it's because of engine issues. I think they probably what's this game even ran on?
I believe it's Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah,
they probably didn't have a whole lot of time to
Copy paste.
Yo, Slow-Mo is on your head. He said, I don't want to hear about how bad the visuals are and you playing on the equivalent of a Game Boy Color Advance. Yo, Slow-Mo always coming for you. Like every time you talk.
Hold that talk. I'm gonna put you in timeout so I can talk.
Yo, he muted. No, you did. No, you Slow-Mo. I apologize, brother. You can't be out here bad-hammering. That is our brother right there.
You can't do that.
How you gonna be silence in the realm? Silence.
He said, "Don't console shame me."
Yo, he hit him with the silence. Wow.
Silence.
Damn, Addict.
Him.
You know, there's a lot of things that, if anything, this game showed me potential.
Well, there's a lot of things you just showed me. Thou shalt not go at Addict because he gonna put you in the bushes.
Yo, I apologize, Slow-Mo, my bad, man. I'm gonna try to get you out of jail, bro. I'm gonna try to get you.
That man.
We can't be doing this to the fans.
He threw Slow-Mo in the bushes.
I'll be done.
Yo, Slow-Mo. Shout out to go get this in the bushes t-shirt. Because that's what he just threw you in the bushes.
Oh my god. Yeah, we gonna get Slow-Mo out. He got a couple more. We could continue, Addict. Ridiculous.
I enjoyed it. I enjoy you know, what I like about this game is in Fallout New Vegas, the majority of the options, it was one or the other. You didn't really have a middle ground. Now, sometimes you would, but most of the time it was like, you got to be bad, you got to be good. We have no middle ground. On here, you know, they're like, you could be bad or good, and then we'll give you a third option after you've done all the negative stuff, and we'll let you fix what you started. My.
That's Slow-Mo. That's Slow-Mo. He got you. He called the authorities on you. Slow-Mo, we gonna get you out, baby. We gonna get you right now. He's swatting you right now for that. That's what that was. So I'm gonna jump in. King gonna jump in. My fault. King gonna jump in.
Yeah, handle that. Go good.
Vagabondo, yes, we are selling that t-shirt. That is on. I'll put the link in the description so you can catch that. Yes, sir.
Vagabondo, check it out, baby. Check it out. Ooh. We got 114 people watching. Do me a favor and hit those likes.
Yes, please.
Also hit that Teespring store for the Throw 'em in the Bushes t-shirt with the check it out. Get that little emblem on.
No
and
doubt.
Listen, if you feeling that hat, you feel it's crispy. Yes. It's not that dad cap that your boy was wearing last week. We're not doing that over here.
Doing that. We doing that.
We got that snapback buttons. You feel it? Look at it. Look how it snap on it. The boy look clean, baby. The boy look clean.
Shout out to the super chat. Shout out all my boy. Yo, the super chat's lit. Shout out to my boy Victor Alstein. He said, "Do you think Outer Worlds will encourage a few multi-plats on Game Pass, something like this Disintegration from ex Halo dev. Interesting. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then shout out to Disney $2. Hashtag free slow mo. Addict out here acting like Blizzard.
Well, he gave him a 2-year. He gave him a 2-year ban.
Oh my god! I'm trying to reach out to slow down to get this thing straightened out. Continue.
That's stupid.
Oh my god! Addict, did you finish, sir?
Crazy over a 300-second timeout.
Out here chopping off heads in the chat. Continue.
Go ahead and talk again, Slow-Mo. I'll show them another 300-second timeout.
So
I think Addict's done.
Addict's done. All right. So, King, you had a lot to say.
Okay. Just like Addict, me and Addict talked about it. You know, I was playing the game. I was playing the game so hard that I was falling asleep playing the game. From being tired, you know, from coming from work and then jumping straight on, because a lot of you guys got a chance to play from midnight on. That's the beautiful thing about Game Pass. You know, if you happen to have it, then you can jump on as soon as the game is out. And I think that is a wonderful thing. I preloaded that game a long time ago, and then I got another notification on my phone from Game Pass app. I downloaded it on the upstairs Xbox. So what I feel about the game is, yeah, I love Fallout. I think it's the best Fallout. Shout out to Anchorman. I know you like it too. The game, does it look like last gen? Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. It's clean though. Is the engine? Can the engine be a little bit polished? Yes, I want them to do like one more update, and then we can get like a seamless polish on the engine. I feel a wear and tear of it, but I also think about it like this: that was their passion project. That was something that they was working on. And Microsoft came along while it was probably at the end of wrapping it up and moving it forward, and purchased them, and that game
not to cut you, King, but the rumor is, again, I want to shout out the Xbox. The rumor is that, yeah, like you said, you nailed it. Like they were working on that and whatever. But the rumor is this is not even the game.
No, that's not the game that
Microsoft was even impressed with. That they're still working on it.
it.
So continue.
Yeah. No, this is their baby. This is something that they was trying to get done and trying to get out the door. That other game that Microsoft was that threw the bag at them for, that's the game that a lot of these PlayStation heads will not get, that will be inside Game Pass. Now, I like how Phil moves in these streets. I mean, let's go to the political side. We already know it's a great game. Since y'all like to go through metrics, the metrics scores already told you. For all those guys that did get it right, I went a little bit higher with it on the metrics score. Maybe if the graphics was a little bit more polished, then it would have got a little bit higher on the metrics. But let's go political with it. Now, we're gonna take care of our fan base, definitely. And I'm not gonna exclude you. Y'all can play. Let's put it out. Go ahead. Because I'm pretty sure at some point in time he could have purchased the contracts and indebted y'all. But no, he was nice. Who did that for you? Y'all got a chance to go out and try that game, and y'all can like it too. And listen, I want y'all to go out and I want y'all to play and I want y'all to purchase as much as possible. And all those Game Pass owners, y'all can go play and touch nice and easy with no problems. It's free in there for you. What happens with the next one?
You saw your outer words too. Now,
What happens with the next one? How you gonna feel about the next one? You like this one, like it a lot. But if you don't have that Game Pass, if you don't have that Xbox, you're just gonna like it. That's it. And you're gonna like to play that one again when Part 2 come out, unless you have an Xbox. So,
now here's the thing, King. I gotta back up on. I gotta back up on that one, because that is a point of contention. We
saying these dudes own the rights.
Well, we don't know. I mean, because here's the thing. Like, isn't like, I want to get solving on this and Madz. Like the content. Like, there seems to be a conflicting message. Like, at first, we've seen certain things and we were like, oh, why is Ori over here? Why is such over there? And then we hear from Greenberg and saying like, no, these deals were in place beforehand, and now moving forward with Xbox Game Studios, that these things will stay exclusive to Microsoft. So I guess the question.
People don't realize once you make business deals like that, just because you're bought don't mean they're changed. Like, they have to honor those business.
So the question is, do we think that Outer Worlds 2 will be exclusive to the Xbox platform and PC?
I think Mac Booty said as much, right?
Yeah,
they asked
pretty much
Mac Booty
confirmed that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not even a question. So y'all guys get a taste. You get a taste. You get a taste. Enjoy the taste. But you paid for your taste. Like, I know we paid for our taste too, right? So but how dollars and cents. You paid $65 for a 1440p game if you happen to be playing on the Pro, and we paid what $14, $15 to be playing it on the X with the 4K. That's
and you know the funny thing, most of these games, unless they're owned by Microsoft, they only get 30% of the revenue. Right. So like I saw someone on Twitter say that it takes 6 games sold on PlayStation, 6 games to sell on Game Pass than it does to equivalent to 1 PlayStation 4 copy. He was like, first off, they only get 30% of the money, and they're not even the publisher, so we're acting like they're the publisher. They only get 30% of the money that is in that transaction. They don't get the whole $60. Right. PlayStation gets that 30% because they sold the all of these market holders, they get a cut of the pie when they sell these games.
No doubt. He said wait till next E3. Chris, the only reason why I'm wearing your stuff, reading your stuff in the chat, which I don't do because it's not a color, but the only reason why I'm reading your stuff is because you took a severe beat down on Twitter. So me, sir, I don't want you to turn into to the Joker on this. So I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna hold your hand throughout all this process here. Now, Chris, I want everybody to understand good gaming is here.
King,
all right,
so chat for you.
Yes.
What it says?
Got a $2 super chat from Couch Gaming. I'm bending the knee to Phil for scooping obsidian.
That's right, and everybody should applaud it. All right, the rhetoric should change. Is it a good game in Game Pass? Yep. Is Game Pass a place where broken games go? Nope. Is it a game that you spend $65 for and is in Game Pass for free? Yep.
And what's funny is in the past 2 months, this is 85 plus games going in Game Pass. And
there's a lot more indie games in there. But back to my feeling of the game. Yeah. I'm going to play this game until I finish it. I've taken my time out on doing missions. I sat there and I pondered. I pressed pause. I pondered my decision. Is a big decision that you got to make in the beginning.
Yes.
Pondered my decision I thought about it, and I ate a sandwich before I even made the decision because I had to think about it, and I was like, man, if I do this is gonna dramatically change my experience going forward. How I'm gonna do this because I gotta play this game again, and with a different experience, a different choice. So it's life-changing choices because up to that point you start to endear yourself to these characters because these characters have heart. And if you're looking at in the beginning, what I do is I put all my stuff on persuasion and conversation.
Yo, me and Fonz are talking about this offline. Yeah, we do.
That's the same on my character. My lying is like 80-80. So I can literally get I don't fight unless I have to. But these people know that if you speak up right, I will shoot you.
Have any of you done the dummy option? Go with all the idiot.
Because my character's not a dumbass, so I don't have to do that. So.
No, I didn't do that yet.
Isn't that on the the highest difficulty or something like that?
What?
We talking about that dumb option?
The dumbest option.
I don't think so. I think it's available any playthrough.
Your intellect has to be mad low before you can have that.
All right, okay.
But I don't know if it's on the hardest difficulty or not. I've never had that option.
Oh, okay. I will say that King definitely made a good point because again, tough decisions, and because of either certain skill sets, unlocking new dialogue options, right? And again, we ain't gonna go spoil it, but there was a very critical decision for me early between groups, and all I can say is that I was convinced I was gonna go one way, and then
got there.
Then I got there, but then not only that, another conversation opened up, and because I had a perception skill, it opened up an extra and unlocked an extra dialogue tree, and it made me
did the same,
empathize with a character.
Area. It gave you a real gray area.
When you was in that last area about to, you coming close up to where you're about to, and you know that you're about to choose this. Did you did you think at any time, like, because the whole time I was going through that last section, the whole time I was thinking, I'm about to piss someone off.
You know it. Yeah, you know
But
it.
you did you know, going up to that big decision, there was 2 little minor decisions that you had to make going through.
Yeah.
Right? So, because you talked to one dude who had a real nasty opinion of something, then you came across that something and you realized that it wasn't what you said, but then that little something endeared itself to you. So you had to choose to either keep that something alive or destroy it. And it's so many options and so much to listen. This is meat and potatoes, and I haven't played a long time. All right, I've only played probably like 4 or 5 hours. God bless you.
I put like 25.
Yeah, Attic was going hard. But it turned into something that I thought it was going to be a shooter, like it's a Fallout. And Fallout has these little dialogue trees too. Not to take anything away from that. Fallout makes you think about the characters and stuff, but they have done it so quickly into the game that has snatched me into the game that I'm really paying attention to what my side quest is, and let me get this side quest. I can't leave this area until
y'all be the same thing. Me, you want the same type of time.
We got 2
the dialogue up. I'll get the super chats up. Shout out to Kids Move, the $2 super chat, diverting power mission. I changed my mind 3 times.
Facts.
Yeah. And then you got a $2 super chat from JMO Scarlett, the knees of Sony fans day one on Game Pass. The crazy part about it, let me just say this real quick.
Go for it.
Like, they make you, when you come across the first, faction, the one you're originally doing this stuff for.
Shout out to Slow-Mo out of jail. Shout out to Slow-Mo's out of jail, my man.
My bad.
He said, give us free.
Give me free.
So you're talking to this first faction, and you're like, all right, they want me to do. Then you meet the second faction, and then you start learning stuff about the first faction. You're like, yo, I don't know about this.
Yeah. It's that type of thing. Let me get into it, because y'all got me hyped, man. Unless King is not finished. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. All right, because and this is gonna divert a little bit from this section, right? Real quickly. Isn't this how Netflix started? Do you remember when Netflix, all you can get was just whack movies? and then you was like, I don't even know why I got this. I just got it because they got some movies that I wanted to watch. And then you watch those movies, and then little by little, their library grew.
Yes.
And then they started putting bangers in there, like, oh, they got that movie, okay. And then Netflix started doing Netflix originals. I'm telling you, Netflix is on such a roll right now with this Netflix originals. They got this Prank Encounters joint that's out right now that's incredible. It's like a derivative of Scare Tactics. I'm into weird stuff like that. But I'm watching Game Pass blossom. I'm watching it grow from the land of broken toys to this is a new Ferrari. They dropped in a brand new Lamborghini for you to drive. So now the rhetoric has to change, because this game, when I'm telling you, anybody that's played it so far, they have switched their thoughts in that little decision that you have to make in the beginning that will change a lot for you. And this is not something that's taken lightly. So I'm saying, now that you have great games that's in there, great games is coming. And this is not a great game that they built for Game Pass. They're building one.
The good thing I like about this game is both sides you can sympathize with. Like, it's just like, man, like, these people over here are weirdos, okay? Like, but I know what they do, and then it's like, okay, these people over here, they just trying to survive. And it's just like, if I pick these people, is that the good path or is that the bad path? If I pick, like, these people, you killing more people, but these people you killing less, they just weren't. They're not as bad.
And that's the thing, that gray area really matters. It's not like a when you get gray area in other games, like even Mass Effect, like it's not really, it's still leaning more towards one side or the other, right? It's just a little bit more nuance in the decision, but it's not really going to give you that true middle ground, right? With here, you have all of that and in between. And the fact that, and that's why I like the fact that the game is smaller, because it's not, it focuses on those interactions and makes them real. Like, so you wouldn't be able to have these interactions and these decisions you make really matter as much if this game was the size of a Fallout.
Yeah, like that whole open world 1,000 hours. Not everybody want that. I'm glad Mojo said that earlier because that's what I miss about this. But let me jump. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Let me get your super chat. Let me get in. Justin Adams, thank you, brother. $2 super chat. An Obsidian game with a few bugs is weird. Loving it. Shout out to Justin Adams. Yeah, man. I think y'all nailed it. Look. First off, for me, playing it on the X, got it on SSD, so loading is just phenomenal. I'm just like boop boop in out, doing what I got to do. Off top, I will say the first thing I noticed that I love is the fact that it's a color palette. One of my things against Fallout,
your Fallout kind of game.
Yeah, it's that I'm get tired. I understand the nuclear Fallout, and I get it. It makes sense. Everything is draft, but the green and the gray all day, I'll just So when I get out and you look at that skybox that the Attic is talking about, and you seeing the planet, and you seeing, you know what I'm saying? It just feels vibrant. It's that nice difference. I guess the space aspect appeals to my Mass Effect side. You know what I'm saying? With the colonies and stuff like that. And you got the corporation, stuff like that. Then, obviously, you got the dialogue choices, which is, like, epic. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I don't think we give enough credit with the dialogue is that I like that when you talking to somebody, you could challenge them like, nah, what you get out of here with that. Like, you can literally... The responses to what you say to people, the way those are written are hilarious. Like, you could be straight disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So I love that aspect. Dialogue's great. Characters you care about. You know what I'm saying? Combat, I had to get used to only because I'm such a VATS guy. And this really ain't VATS. This is really like slow down and then pick your shots or whatever. But the companion joint is done really, really well. Because what I like is you can order them to attack. I got the homegirl and she's doing like a special move. She comes down with like this Odin hammer thing and it's like a cinematic explosion when you have your companion do that. And you can level them up. They have their own perks and then you can gear them up. You know what I'm saying? So I love that aspect of it. For me, like, what?
Let me get this super chat real quick.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Got the $1.99 super chat from J Moore Scarlett. Wait till you see the Switch 8 colors.
Hey, it's on the Switch, man. Switch gang get the chance to experience it, so I don't want to hear no lip.
Doom 64. That's
Listen, man. Shout out to Anchor. He said Cog will be jumping on Fallout 7. Ain't nobody jumping on Fallout 76 when we get to that topic. But anyway,
don't go no place, Anchor. Right here.
We might have to bring that game for that. I want to hear him defend that one. But what I was gonna say is, like again, just the high narrative solve, just characters you care about, compelling choices, humor. So to me, right now, I know everybody's saying Fallout, and we seeing our Mass Effect. It even got Borderlands in it. Like it got like a little bit of the humor. And
but it's just smarter humor. Like Borderlands is very like toilet humor. Like
yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So look, man, I'm really enjoying it. And to King's point, I think this is a really good thing in the sense that look, when Microsoft acquired them, Obsidian, right? Everybody was like, "Yo, this is a good move. This is definitely." Everybody felt strong about it. And now to see the high level of quality, because again, the rumor, Game Pass is just fodder, or, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. To see a game of this stature, of this quality in game, it feels like I'm cheating. It feels like I'm stealing when I'm playing this in Game Pass, like that. Because and to see so many people, and the same thing with Gears. Like so, now we've had Gears 5, high quality, Coalition on it. You know what I'm saying? Now Obsidian comes back up. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Here comes, Outer Worlds, high quality. Like, it gives you hope for the future of Game Pass and the studio acquisitions that if they continue this quality, it bodes well for their long-term vision, right? It bodes well for Microsoft and stuff like that. So this is cool, and I got to get at Dizzy right quick because he's in the chat. I think Obsidian got it right now. As far as the studios right now, I think Obsidian is my number one, bro. The track record...
And listen,
go
remember that they made it on a very low budget.
Yes,
because, this game has not been funded by Microsoft. They started this project as I think
crowdfunding.
Yeah, exactly, crowdfunding, and then Private Division stepped in and gave him some extra money to finish the game. But for the most part, it was not funded by Microsoft. It was not made on a
This
big
ain't
budget.
even with the budget. This ain't even with the budget.
Exactly.
So to me,
so imagine what they can do with
that's
Microsoft
what
Fund,
I'm saying. So it's like, again, there's no disrespect to Ninja Theory, but let's not. I'm gonna come on, Dizzy. I'm gonna get Dizzy right now. You got it. So here's the thing. There's no disrespect to Ninja Theory, right? Hellblade was amazing. We all liked Hellblade. We thought it was great. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel like. I felt like they started something that was a new genre with the potential to be great. It was a very short game, and it was on a low budget and stuff like that. And then we got Bleeding Edge, and Bleeding Edge, we'll see the jury's out. Not everybody's screaming Bleeding Edge, but if you look track record to track record with Obsidian versus, it's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah, no, Obsidian-
They the up and coming dudes. You know what I'm saying? Ninja Theory, y'all the up and coming. But
to be honest, you expect this. You expect this level
I gotta
of quality.
read that stitch.
Yeah.
I gotta read that
So
stitch.
Obsidian's here, man. It's
Super
levels to this. Microsoft Studios. Obsidian's here. Ninja Theory is the young dude on the come up. They got a lot to prove, and not everybody's on the Bleeding Edge train, buddy. So let's just get that out there, and we got to see what's up with Hellblade 2 and what's up with that. But we ain't gonna do this Obsidian slander right now. That's the guards right there. Continue.
But Bleeding Edge is just a side project.
Yeah, we know it's a side. I interviewed the dev. Shout out to Rainy Tucker. It's no disrespect. All I'm saying is, I'm just going at he's saying that they the best, and it's not that.
Another thing that we haven't touched on. Oh, are you gonna get that Stitch?
Oh my God! Shout out to Stitch with the 2 lines. Car, that move is called the Phil Dominus Hammer.
Get 'em.
Another thing that we haven't mentioned, besides the craziness and the options that you have in the dialogue, is that when you specking your character in a certain way really matters, and it makes you really besides Mass Effect, besides Fallout, I got Deus Ex vibes. Because Deus Ex, depending on how you spec your character, you can play the game entirely that way.
Yes.
This game, and they're not real good about letting you know that. But this game, if you spec your character all the way to stealth, the way you approach any type of engagement can be completely different. Like if you really think about trying to hack into a place or just enter a place you're not supposed to, you have a lot of options to do that. And obviously you have to be spec'd in that direction. But the options that open up for you to do that are honestly, you can play the game completely differently to what you would expect you'd be able to play it as. And that's not something in that they're really getting out there and saying. That's another amazing thing besides this variation in dialogue options that makes the game kind of infinitely replayable, and that the fact that it's a shorter game, that's what you want to do, right? And the fact that these, the way you see a scenario can play out completely differently every time you play it is kind of crazy.
Just talking with Addict and a couple of people, shout out to Rage Virus on Twitter. A lot of people played that same situation, and I'm hearing things that I didn't even know was possible could happen in that same scenario. And again, it's so well written, man. And again, it is. Dizzy, go look at Dizzy man. I got him. I got Dizzy man. Y'all love it. He put the money in the chat. Let's go.
Did he say fam?
He said, fam, no one stepped in to help Ninja Theory. They didn't have a private division. You're about to look real foolish when the other projects pop out. I'm coming for your knees. Say this receipt. I'll be like, let's go, Dizzy.
Let me step in real quick. We have 115 people watching. I want to
122.
appreciate everyone for watching.
Definitely
Hit that like button if you don't mind.
Hit that like.
Let's try to
Hit
get
that
those
like.
likes above 100.
Chat. Let's
Like
put it in the
on the
chat.
end of the
Let's
show.
put it in the chat. Says Dizzy coming for the king. He coming for the king. Coming for Cobb. Yo, whoever in there who think Obsidian is the number one studio, put number one. And if you think Ninja Theory is the number one Xbox game studio, you put number 2 because that's fitting for them.
Can I put 2 twice? I'm gonna put 2 twice.
I love Ninja Theory, but they have Heavenly Sword and they have
Let's see. Let the people talk.
DMC. Like,
Woo, Forte, my man. You coming back on the show next week for that number 1. Thank you, brother. Guys, guys. Oh, Damon, you traitor. Damon Percival. Get him out of here. The geeky nerd, my man. One bad. All right, there we go. Game apart. Let's go. Let Dizzy. We want Dizzy's knees, y'all. This is for Dizzy's knees. No, but at the end of the day, look, as much as we and Dizzy going at it, you know what I'm saying? This is fun to see, like King said, just this quality of studio. King, how dare you?
I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because Nina was my first interview. So
the King has been bought off by Ninja Theory.
Obsidian is one,
Sorry.
Yeah.
and Ninja Theory's two.
Yeah.
Which studio has the most
studio-
potential and you think can do the best?
Yeah, who do you think is the best?
What you
Slow-mo?
said out of those two?
Out of
Which one has the
Obsidian
most
versus
potential?
Obsidian versus Ninja Theory. Let's get it. Let's get to.
It's not even close.
Okay, so you got Ninja Theory, right? I know who you roll with.
It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close.
If you just go by pedigree, like, and the thing is, I love Ninja Theory. I hope they get the budget and the backing to do
Facts.
some amazing stuff.
Facts.
But the pedigree of Obsidian.
Okay,
like,
check out the pedigree, right?
This was
Levels to
expected from
this.
Obsidian.
Stop.
This is expected
Levels
from
to
Stop,
this, baby.
stop.
Tell them
The
so.
graphical bliss
Oh, if Hellblade
Ninja
was made-
Theory
oh, yeah, absolutely.
always brings to the table.
Absolutely.
for sure. And
Listen.
the action,
Listen,
sure.
check it out, right? Just graphically, let's just take it real quickly. We don't have to go through anything else. Just put them side by side, right, and say who had the bigger budget, and you will look at them and say, oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Theory game had the
Absolutely.
bigger budget. No, they had the smaller budget, and they made bigger things. Now, when they have a budget that is equal, comparable to each other,
Oh, hold on. Read
the
that,
hell out.
read that super chat, King.
Let me get this.
Read that super chat, King. or addict, either way.
They got a $2
Oh, wow.
super chat from Kid Smooth.
Mhm.
It says Obsidian makes the better games than Ninja Theory by far.
That's
And,
right.
Nina, I'm gonna call it Nina. I'm gonna say you just can't
listen,
spell.
kid, you
So-
still
so how do you
suffering
feel
from
about that?
the hot chip. You still suffering from the hot chip. Your head is still,
what's
still
up?
burning right
Is
now.
I
so
asked
you
him,
gotta-
did he want to come on and talk, and he said he is not able to even move
No.
right now because of that hot
Oh
chip.
man, salute. But you know what? At the end of the day, this is still fun because
That's
both,
not Kid Smooth. Somebody else is touching.
both are in pocket with Microsoft. It's a fun internal battle for Xbox fans. To
Yo,
go at.
And you know what? You know what's good? Being able to
God.
even have this conversation.
Yeah.
It used to be what's better, 343 or Coalition?
yeah.
Yo,
Hey, nobody talks about him. What's going on?
listen, Cog, don't
What's
you find this nice
It's great.
that they have studios now
Yeah.
that you're sitting here talking about who's better? Like,
You know-
literally, they have studios, and this is the even better part.
Disney got
Those
something
games
for
come day and day
Day and Game
inside
Pass.
Game Pass.
you. Yeah, Disney got something.
you know-
for you. King, he got something.
You know,
in their box.
you know what really makes me happy is the fact that they literally have like 3 studios now that are going to be making RPG games.
Yes.
Because
They-
Obsidian is one,
Mhm.
and
In
they
Exile.
and Exile, which obviously they are working on a multiple.
Playground's new studios making one, too.
Exactly. So you've got 3 studios that are going to be working on quality RPG.
It seems
games.
like that's going to be the focus of their studios right now.
They,
is
they
RPG.
sort of have the Western RPG market kind of cornered.
And
Like,
then
they
you
have-
gotta consider they're still making the Halos, the Gears, the Forzas.
Mhm.
We don't know what Coalition's
We
doing.
don't know what
not
Compulsion's doing.
Coalition, Compulsion. I mean,
Mhm.
we don't know what Ninja Theory's doing.
Mhm.
We don't know what that one new studio is going to do after Psychonauts is released.
Mhm.
So it's nice to be on the Xbox platform,
Mhm.
not knowing anything.
Yeah.
Like,
You might be on to something. Shout out to Disney with the $2 super chat. My man, you're definitely right. I do believe that I'm on to something. I really do. Thank you, Disney.
Shout out
Please
to
don't
the-
feed this man's ego.
Shout out to the Ninja Theory gang there. You know what I'm saying? That's bro. We gotta move on, man. We gotta fly through these last topics to get up out of here. It's actually up on me. I'll make this quick. Yeah, so some news dropped and
Christopher.
actually no, it's not on me. I apologize. This is Addict. Addict, we gotta get you in here. Addict, this is you right now. Some news dropped for Last of Us. What's going on, man? Look at you laughing. Oh my god, you petty.
So,
petty.
for those of you that don't know, a little over a month ago,
Mhm.
they did a state of play. Sony did,
Mhm.
and they announced The Last of Us 2's release date.
Mhm.
I guess something got lost in the mail. Maybe they forgot to, that those movies where someone calls to stop an execution at the last minute. Maybe that didn't happen.
Mhm.
But for some reason, the game's being delayed 3 months when last month they were sure about a date.
Right.
So what I want to bring to the table, to the lords, and talk to the realm is, first off, is this an issue? Is this an issue about being delayed in general? And second off, do you think Sony knew that this game was not coming out in February a month
See,
ago?
I'm doing Addict's face if Addict had his camera on.
Yeah, let's get to it, man. Let's get Lord Mojo, man. Last of Us 2 delayed. Are you surprised? Where are you at with this, man?
Not surprised at all. And I do believe Sony knew it was going to be delayed. They just dropped that nugget to grab some attention. They do things like that. Hey, it's business. But it's not going to affect their sales at all. It's still coming out for this gen's games, but it gets it a little closer to the PS5, so you can get that immediate patched game that'll be, even more amazing and it will help push that PS5 sales. So they know what they're doing, and they knew.
No doubt, no doubt. Good, continue. I'm sorry.
Real quick, because I know we're trying to get out of here, but I want to go back to that Game Pass. People are like, all these Microsoft games, people don't think this is going to blow up. They're just not understanding the math. So here's math 101. Sony drops 2 games a year, $60 each. They're bangers. 10 million sales times 60 for a year. What is that? $1.2 billion minus all the money it costs to run these studios, make the games, blah blah blah. 700-800 million. Then you got to give some of that profit, also advertising, all that comes out of it. But we'll just leave it at about 700-800 million.
Okay.
Microsoft is going to get to 30 million. That's their goal on Game Pass. At 30 million, $10 to $15 a month. A month.
As opposed to 2 purchases.
3.2 or 3 billion. They're going to make triple the amount of money. And if people don't think they're going to get to 30 million, they're crazy. Everybody that's always subscribed to Live, they gave that $60 a year. They're now going to be giving that $120 a year to have all these games. I'm just telling you, it's going to happen.
I see where you're at.
And that's the whole thing about how Netflix grew, and then blew up to their numbers. And they'll have 35, 36 million, 33 million, because they're going to lose people each month, gain people.
Right.
But they're going to get it enough over 30 million, so that's always their minimum.
Fair enough. I see the long play.
More than that, I don't know, but I do know that is their
that's the play.
Kind of plan that they've written down.
What's up?
Before we move on, I just want to bring up something real quick.
Yo, what's up?
You know what the Outer Worlds does? You know how it like says on Xbox Live what you're playing? It apparently certain sections of Outer Worlds, it says the Outer Worlds exploring, and then it says in parentheses redacted. By the board.
Yeah, the touches on that game was just crazy. Let's get Madz in. Madz, man. Last of Us 2 delayed. The Druckmann statement, everything that you heard. What's your thought process on this?
Well, I don't think it's going to hurt anyone and stuff, and I guess like I'm not going to say that it's better. I mean, like I guess it's better if they need some extra time to develop the game and polish the game stuff, right? But at the end of the day, one more delay and it's going to become a PlayStation 5 launch title. So.
At this point, that's a good point.
I mean, like I don't mind because like I don't mind waiting for good games, and I'm sure that Last of Us is going to be a great game. So. And there's going to be a lot of games to play, February, March anyway. So, and April, Cyberpunk 2077.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt, man. Solve, where you at with this, man? The delay of your beloved single player.
I don't care. Like they do need to polish the game up more. It's just weird because you would know a month out.
That's where I'm at.
You would know a month out. Like you nigga tell me that the game got that much bigger. You weren't able to see how much work needed to be done, and a month later is when you figure it just doesn't make any sense. So I agree with Mojo. That like they knew, and for whatever reason, they just wanted to get the word out. They felt that people complaining they hadn't heard anything about Last of Us, but
someone brought it up good on Twitter. It's like, look, we got 2.5 months till Death Stranding. We gotta give these people something to talk about.
And I get that.
It's like the biggest thing that I'm confused with, that I just don't understand, is when would we have known if Jason Schreier wouldn't have leaked it?
The day you go to purchase and it ain't out.
And this is the thing. So it makes even less sense. Like, why not just give that May date from the jump? Because it wouldn't have been surprising to people.
Let me go ahead and state before I state this. Okay,
it ain't coming out of May.
I put the regular glasses on. I can see without color for this one time. But Couch Gabby said BG shook Druckmann so bad from those tweets he delayed.
Well, I mean, and that's another thing. If anybody that thinks that this is delayed to add the multiplayer, that ain't happening. That's not happening. So that there's no way you're adding multiplayer in a couple of months, especially as big as they claim it's going to be or whatever. It's its own thing. So that's not it. And like Madz said, like one more delay and it's a PS5 launch title, much like I believe Ghost of Tsushima will be. And that is another game that is rumored to be pushed to late 2020.
I mean, Jason Schreier pretty much said that he believes it's going to be late 2020 game. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, obviously.
Yeah, that's bad. So, King Man, you've been chuckling. So what's going on? Last of Us 2 delayed. What was your thoughts when you heard the news?
Like that dude from The Simpsons.
I heard two conflicting things about the release date. When is it? June or May?
May.
It's not that. It ain't coming out then either. So y'all can sit here and be like, "Oh, it's coming out." No, it's not. You know why it's not coming out? Because y'all guys gonna take it. That's why you're not gonna uproar. Yeah, for a quality game, I'll sit back and wait. Well, then wait, because it ain't coming out. You're gonna buy it on PlayStation 5, and listen, they don't have no games coming for the PlayStation 5. So all those old games that you're gonna get it then, and it's not gonna be no patch. Okay, because you're not gonna take a PlayStation 4 game and put it in there. It's not gonna be no patch.
So what is it
it's
gonna be?
It's gonna be a PlayStation 5 game that's gonna have the enhanced qualities that you're gonna pay that extra bucks to. All right, and it's not gonna be the same price as a PlayStation 4 game. It's gonna be a PlayStation 5 nice price. All right, so you're gonna get your game.
Just out of curiosity, that happens. Does that mean you have Saul's knees?
Oh. You listen, Solve knows already. There's no backup pat in that box. He knows that already. He knows, so he can
already said, "I have one knee."
When they listen, when they told you, when they made it official, most games won't be backup pat. Who is this dude? This like, you gonna tell me you ain't read it?
Well,
nobody said that.
No, there was a Japanese, was it a clip or something?
They say most games won't be back compatible.
It's very hard to determine because it was like the translation was lost.
Take your God of War when it comes out, and I want you to throw it inside and see if you don't break your PlayStation 5. Okay, enough of the rhetoric. Your knees will be shipped over here. I'm not even worried about it. They're not doing it. All right, there's too much money to be made.
He's gonna have Sovereign's knees rotating on that statue thing.
Oh my God!
It's too much money to be made. So what? This delay, does it affect them? No. PlayStation dudes are gonna sit down. They're gonna take it. Why? Because they said, I heard this too much. Oh, for a good game, because you know it's gonna be quality. I'm anticipating it further now that they pushed it. They're not doing nothing to the game. The game is done.
It's done now.
No, what are they doing right now? Fixing the little AI bugs. Okay, cleaning up bugs in the game. They're not changing the game any further from what it was when they did that deep dive into the game. If they give you that much of a deep dive into that game ain't changing too much more from what it is. They're not adding no multiplayer, so get your hopes out of there. They're not doing anything else, and they're not shining it up. They're not doing it. It's already done. They're making you wait for financial purposes.
That's what this is. This has nothing to do with the Neil Druckmann statement about needing more polish. It's completely done. According to King.
I feel like
no.
How do you not see this polish a month ago?
Yeah, no, it's not that, man. It has everything to do with financial positioning. They have to position it.
Just straight up
The weird thing is also is that it pushes them. If it's May, right? I say it is May, right? Doesn't it push them out of this fiscal year?
Yeah, out of the fiscal year. It would make more sense to put it
beginning of the new fiscal year. You know why they're doing that? Aren't they selling PlayStation View? Aren't they trying to sell?
Now you mean now?
What is it called?
No,
View now? What?
View is the TV thing.
Yeah,
the TV thing. Yeah.
Aren't they trying to sell that?
You talking about PlayStation now?
Yeah, they're selling View.
So back when I told y'all before, financially, these dudes are in trouble. Dudes is like, nah, not really. But then they're selling off a portion of their house. If you come to somebody's house and their bathroom is being sold to the highest bidder, don't you think something's up there?
Oh my God.
So, listen, keep watching The View. Oh, you can't watch The View no more because it's being sold.
You're ridiculous.
Keep watching Sony, all right? Because you're gonna start seeing little pieces of their hand disappear. All right, and so they just gonna have nothing.
Oh my God. Anyway,
wait for your Last of Us 2 because there's 2 of y'all waiting.
Oh my, the disrespect is legendary. Look, I'll jump in real quick, man. As far as the delays, it was just a crazy week. We had that. We had Ubisoft as well. You know what I'm saying? We had the Division them saying it wasn't doing well, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So Ubisoft's in a whole nother place right now. But with Last of Us, I'm with the addict. It did surprise me because it's like we're not a month removed from the announcement of the release date. So I was a little surprised at that point, how you not sure of when this thing is going to be finished. So that's my only concern. Look, delay is good. At the end of the day, get it right, polish it up, do what you got to do. I'm not mad at the delay. I'm just confused at the timing, the quick timing after you just announced a release date. I've never seen that before. I've never seen like a game a month.
In charge?
What happened?
Is it the new dude in charge? Is this why he runs the ship? Does he say we're coming out on Tuesday? Wait a second, that'll be Thursday.
Are you talking about Sony's non-matric?
Oh my God, we're not gonna do that to Jim Ryan.
But I think Naughty Dog that they have autonomy in that. Like if there's anybody you let sort of run wild and do what they just need to do, is Naughty Dog.
But I hear what you're saying, and Naughty Dog has that cash, and they've delayed games before. I'm not going.
They always delay.
All I'm saying is I've never seen with the state of play, the media hype, the getting galvanizing the base. You give us a date, everybody, and then not. Even has it been a full month since State of Play? Like it's a month. Yeah, it feels so short to come back and say, yo, Neil Druckmann comes out with a statement. We're not gonna make it again. I don't know what's going on in there, right? I'm saying,
weird.
It just feels weird, right? It just feels like maybe are they under pressure? Is the fact that PlayStation 5 looming? You know what I'm saying? We already know they're not putting the multiplayer as part of this, right? So I just concerned that I hope there's no internal issue. I could literally be wrong.
The game if there's no multiplayer, what's so hard?
Oh my God, I am not a developer. I don't know, and
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about quietly there being some weird strife because but let me get this real quick.
Please.
Shout out to Gamer by Choice with the $20 super chat. Great show, King. You got me rolling here.
Thank you, sir. I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
But yesterday I saw that a dev left Naughty Dog.
I was just about to get to it, so
and the way the way he said it was kind of like it. Again,
it looked like he was quitting.
He was quitting because he was not happy with something. It was
Here's the deal. Jonathan Cooper. I want to shout out Anger Man. I want to shout out to a couple people brought it to my attention. Again, I am not trying to say there is definitely stuff going on. I'm just going to report on what I'm seeing.
Naughty Dog's whole house is on
fire. I'm not there. All I'm saying is we got a release date a month out. Now all of a sudden the release dates change. Then we hear from Jonathan Cooper, who I believe was like this lead animator. He came from the Assassin's Creed 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And he jumped on, and then he makes a Twitter statement, and this was on the 26th, so this was just yesterday. I've decided to part ways with Naughty Dog. I'm thankful to have contributed to the PS4 era of their storage studios, and I wish them luck in their future endeavor. So he's leaving. Again, is there a correlation? I don't know.
Could you please bring it back to me?
Yes, King, please continue.
Okay, because I'm sick and tired of these dudes just downplaying everything that's going wrong at Sony. When are you gonna get off this ship? It is on fire.
Oh my God!
Literally, they said, okay, the game's coming out this time. We all good, everything ready to rock. They had a big press conference, and then they come out later on via some little news thing. Well, basically. It's going to be 3 months later. You have to deal with it. Okay, and then the dude quit. Listen, man. At what point in time are y'all gonna start to understand there's real problems going over there?
All right, but what about studio heads leave every day, B? What about the same energy when the Halo joint? Everybody was like, nah, studios move every day, B. Remember that we was on our camera on. Now we doing the double standard.
Didn't I keep that same energy? Didn't I say there's something wrong with that?
Yeah, you
Did-
did. But
Okay.
Addict
We
and some
gonna
other
keep
people.
this energy here too. We ain't gonna move off.
Quick question. Did we ever find out what his relevancy was in Naughty Dog? Because I still never found out.
You talking about this Jonathan Cooper guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
he was the lead, and he's a lead animator, I believe. One of the.
I told you I thought it was a lead animator because
Yeah.
I was like, I saw he was an animator and he had like 20,000 followers. I was like, he's got to be the lead animator. No one has that many followers if you're not lead or something.
Yeah, he also worked on Mass Effect, Uncharted 4. I mean, this guy's pedigree, is amazing.
Read his statement again, his tweet again.
His tweet exactly. I've decided to part ways with Naughty Dog. So he sound like he out.
We gotta build a pay real quick.
No. But he said, what else?
He said, I'm thankful to have contributed to the PS4 era of this storied studio, and I wish them luck in their future endeavors. Like, it do feel like, yo, I'm out, fam. Like, yeah, like it do feel weird.
I'm tired of this.
It looks like that thing that's like, I gotta be respectful because I'm looking for another job, but I'm done with they stuff.
Yeah, like it's a.
But we gotta pay Bill real quick.
Go for it.
We got a $5 super chat from Brat.
Mm-hmm.
No internal dev issue per someone who was there. That's what I heard.
#Nugget. So, I mean, listen.
Where is your sources, sir? We will not be just throwing out. Oh, I heard.
You know what, King? You know what I heard? You know what I heard, King? The Halo gonna be the best game ever made. That's what I heard. Is that
Sony is going down in flames? That's
really?
What
my God. #Nugget, King. #Nugget.
Oh, yo, all I'm saying.
Tell of you.
All I'm saying, we don't know what's going on. None of us are inside there. We don't know. But
you did not raise the flag. When is the flag gonna go up? I want to know when somebody is gonna throw the red flag in the air and say, I can't take it anymore.
Oh wow, hold on. Shout out to my bro, Lord Dealer Gaming. $20 super chat. Let's get some support for these guys. Iron Lord's a top notch, the whole crew. Kill Lock. Salute my man Dealer, man.
Murder Lock.
Murder Lock, no doubt, man. Listen.
Hey, you know what? You're onto something there, Dealer. Why don't we have some #Kill Locks in that chat? Not Kill Chiefs. If I see you put a Kill Chief in that chat, Brad, I'll time you out.
You better be careful what you ask for, Addict.
Oh man,
Addict is out here with the band hammer.
Listen, again,
No, I'm joking.
we're gonna see what happens. It is definitely an interesting situation. We got to pay attention with Last of Us. What its release date will eventually be if it hits the targets. We'll see. But we got two more. We're gonna just combine them because we gotta move on. This is definitely a long show. I'm gonna jump in mine quick. PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much there was some hirings, some job postings, and shout out to Dealer Gaming, has a fantastic video out on this as well about being the fastest console. And I wanted to bring
Can I go first?
I gotta bring mods first. I really want mods
But
first.
Mods wants to say technical stuff. I just
Okay.
Let him finish.
I'll let Addict go. So my question to the realm, obviously, since then, the job listing has been taken down. Initially, the job listing had stated you will be, I guess the position was some type of a cloud engineer, senior cloud engineering manager at PlayStation, Sony Interactive. And then it pretty much was saying that you will be working on the next generation, PlayStation 5. And that's when it says, you'll be one of the leaders of an elite team. Super excited to launch the upcoming world's fastest console in 2020, the PS5. Since then, the posting has been amended. That section about the fastest console is no longer there. So I want to bring it to the realm. Shut up, King. I want to bring it to the realm. Do we think that with this,
you can't even do the topic. You gotta stop it right now. Wait a second. Time out.
Oh man, here we go.
I'm so sorry. You cannot start it like that. And
shut your mouth. It's my turn.
I'm gonna let it go, but you set me up.
Oh man. Do we think, because of this verbiage, that the PlayStation 5 will be the most powerful console and that this is accurate?
All I want to know is why does that say fastest? What happened to strongest? Sony? They got people leaving. They firing people. They got devs leaving. Sony's on fire, y'all. I'm saying right now.
God. Here we go.
Dealer, stick around. You're gonna love this.
Oh my God, so much Sony slander today.
What
Lord
they did
Madz.
is they put that ad in and they're like, "Oh, we the fastest," and then someone from PR team like, "Yo, why'd you put that? Delete that. We can't be saying that."
Phil picked up the phone. Yo,
Phil called in.
take that out.
King, I need a fraud alert right now.
Take
I
that
need
out.
one for myself.
Yo, here you go. Here you go, Addict. Here you
Mhm.
go. Here you go.
Oh, yo, y'all right now.
You know what happened? You know what happened?
This
You know
is
what
funny
happened?
right now. Things like, yo, we the fastest.
Yo, Madz, can we get some balance here, some levity here? Madz, what do you think about this listing that has since been amended?
I mean, obviously, it's an interesting one because, I actually, when I saw it, I like literally seconds after that, I tweeted it out and saying basically, so it's going to be the fastest console, but doesn't mean that it's going to be more powerful, most
Right.
powerful, because and obviously the real question is, in terms of speed, what the hell are they referring to?
Right.
Referring to the
Is
hard
that going to be
drive.
Is that going to be the fastest SSD? Is that
That's
going
what I
to
was
be the
about to ask you.
fastest fan? Is that going to be the fastest
Fastest
memory?
Oh
I mean,
my
like
God.
PlayStation 4 Pro is super fast, and super loud. But we don't know, and but it's actually interesting that actually both Microsoft and Sony are actually focusing more on speed, performance, faster load times rather than graphics, right? And I think this is where the next generation is going to be kind of this is where the next gen console wars is going to be focusing on. I mean, the performance and that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Although interestingly enough, I've heard some rumors coming from I think his name is like Bits and Pieces or something like that, Bits and whatever, right? Chips. He's actually a PC kind of leaker, and he said that he heard that both PlayStation 5 and next Xbox is going to have, very similar, if not identical CPUs, right?
Now let me stop you for a second because I want to play devil's advocate, and let's just say theoretically when the posting went up, right? That let's say, cause I mean, let's keep it real. Like we one would think that Microsoft and Sony, they have a lot of connections, they have a lot of people who deal on both sides, that sometimes some of them may know certain things, aspects about the other one from the hardware standpoint. So let's just say whatever this metric that they're utilizing, whether it be the SSD or according to Madz, fan speed, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if there is one aspect that they kind of have pegged as a superior part of the PlayStation 5.
By fastest, we're going to get to the titles.
We're going to get to that. But my question to Madz is, do you think there is a possibility that there is one aspect of the PlayStation 5 that may be faster, and maybe they're using that terminology, or do you just mean, do you mean fastest means more powerful? How do you interpret that?
I mean, yeah, I think they are referring to one particular aspect of the console because, at the end of the day, I mean, look at PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, for example, right?
Right.
You could argue that that Xbox One, original Xbox One, has a faster CPU because it does. It runs at 1.75 gigahertz instead of 1.6.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe PlayStation 5 may have like a slightly faster CPU, or I don't know, faster RAM. Who knows, right? So, but I think they are referring to one particular thing. But
you think about the proprietary SSD that they're working on?
Could be, but Microsoft is going to have their own version of it anyway, right?
Yep.
I mean, I was even listening to the Xbox 2 podcast with Randall Thor and Jess, and he was actually basically saying that he doesn't even believe that those developers,
the dev kits are out. Yeah, they don't believe
it. I mean, and I believe him because right now, if anything, those final chips, the final SoC chips, they're probably going to be ready early next year. Because that's when the final silicon and this is when they will know the clock speeds and that kind of stuff. Because I don't think they even now know what kind of clock speed they're going to be dealing with because they haven't really tested it properly, right? I mean, they've got prototypes and stuff, but
So, all right, so Madz, give me 10 seconds. We need to catch up on some super chats. Yeah. Okay, so we got a $10 super chat from Pexelbit G. Is Sony changed that listening being they know they are fronting. Fastest loading, woohoo! They are also changed The Last of Us release date because they just threw that out to hamper Gears 5. Hashtag PS/play dirty. They play dirty. I'll let someone else handle that because that was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. Shout out to Brap with the $5 super chat. PlayStation's next mantra will be PlayStation 5 is the bestest. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then we got Shroom Kingdom and Drunken Ninja Solve. You want to get those?
Shout out to Drunken Ninja with the $2 super chat. Every time you load up PS Now, thank Microsoft.
Oh my god. Yo, y'all petty in here.
You know
man.
what? You might be on to something there.
Oh,
And
my
then shout out to Shroom Kingdom with the $2 super chat. PS5, the only console with the square card reader.
Shout out to Dealer Gaming. Freudnito, how far did you get in the Outer Worlds main menu? Yo, I got far, man. I made a big planetary decision. He coming for me. He's saying I ain't playing games. I'm gonna beat Outer Worlds to prove Cognito plays.
But you notice every time this man makes a character, like he looks identical to him.
Yo, I said that the other day. I said
it's like he spends like 20 minutes in there. It's like, is
I
my
was
like
eyebrows
20
this
minutes in
far
there.
up?
I was like
they
30
just
minutes in
using
there.
him- They just using him as a template. They sending him his character already made.
Listen, man, let's get Mojo in real quick, man. Mojo, man, what do you think, man? This whole thing with the
job advertisement is just silly. That's got nothing to do with what it's going to be. That's somebody in HR put that out, and they got to call quick to change it because they don't know what Microsoft is. Because I also believe there is no Scarlet dev kits out yet. They've only got like spec sheets saying, "Hey,
right,
have your PC at this level, working on these games," and then dev kits will be coming later.
No doubt.
And
okay.
and I think the original, little blurb in that job announcements probably was about SSDs, but even that they can't know for sure.
Right. So you
So,
thinking
they
marketing speak is where you're leaning towards.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's marketing. I think that's a job posting. So that was like somebody in HR, maybe they picked up the phone and called marketing. Hey, we're posting this. What can we say about it? I don't know. I don't work for Sony, so.
No doubt.
But yeah, they're on fire. When you start having to change job postings, holy cow.
Yeah, they kind of jumped on that one quick, man. Solve and King, what you thinking, man? This whole thing.
Okay, so let's get that super chat first from Kiss Move.
Yes, Kiss Move. Any of y'all botched a mission yet in the Outer Worlds? Question to the panel. Anybody's botched one yet?
Not that
Not
I know
me.
of, sir.
By botched.
Yeah, there's an option. Like if you look at your
There's an
quest
option, it'll
log,
tell you,
it'll
yeah.
tell you if you messed up a mission.
All right, I'll do that check. Solve, get that super chat from
my
Captain.
Captain, let's go. Shout out
Like that.
to Brad with the $5 super chat. PlayStation's marketing PS5. Swipe your credit card.
Oh man, backward compatibility.
Yeah, listen. Let me just knock this down real quick, and then let's all just clean it up.
Yeah.
Like the Barry Bonds he is.
Continue.
All right, so I watched Dealer's video, right? And Dealer was on to something when he said, faster is equating to more powerful. That's how he views it. He views if somebody can get the information a whole lot faster, then that makes the system more powerful. And is a terminology in boxing, speed equates power. All right, so when I saw the rallying cry, I read it a couple of times, and it felt like a rallying cry. It felt like a job listing to get you fired up when you're coming into the job. You get fired up. You're ready to go. You as soon as you get in, you hit the ground running. That's what it seemed like to me, because it said stuff like people with a passion, they want to be here, they want to work here, and it's PlayStation, and it felt really like how they do in the background when they get you geared up and you're ready right before we go to watch Fan Fest and stuff like that. They do us, they give us a rally, we all fevered up, we all lathered up, we get out there and you hear us all screaming like yeah, right. So if you had the chance to be at any one of these little mission statements and stuff like that, this is what it sounds like. Now, I did not know that it got stricken out of there.
Yeah.
That's very telling, because it's telling in the sense of you're not confident in your wording. Get that word out of there.
I agree. It's one of those things like, why not leave it?
Why not leave it if it's the yeah? That's a good point.
If you're confident, right? Remember, y'all had the most powerful system before until Phil said, "Stop that noise! Like, shut your mouth. You can't run with that." Then you'll talk about dynamic 4K. Okay, now you got to change your wording around. Y'all don't want to be caught with your pants down no more. All right, so. You making this statement, whoever the individual was, I'm pretty sure that he was reprimanded well. All right, don't put that in there again.
Uh-huh.
You know, just give your little rallying statement. Get people here. Let this job posting go up. Let these people come to work. All right, but you're working for second best, to be honest with you, because right now Microsoft is putting their foot forward. And let me tell you why you know that you're working for second best, because you're not confident in your wording. This y'all have been doing. Remember when Microsoft would put out one word and then put something back, messaging, and y'all was sitting there talking about Microsoft don't know if they're coming or going.
Right.
It looks like Sony is taking that same model. It looks
Apparently,
like you're
Sony don't
copying.
even know when the release date to Last of Us
No,
is.
no, they knew what it was, but then they didn't know what it was. They was the fastest, but then they're not sure.
You know
Listen.
what, King? You might be on to something.
Oh man, the Sony
Listen.
slander is crazy. If this
When-
thing
We
is
gotta
more
keep- we gotta
powerful,
keep it real.
but I feel y'all. But if this thing is more powerful,
Yeah, but it's
than
not
the
though, 'cause they
Scorpio,
can't
the
say it. They
Scarlet,
had it on the
I
paper,
want the
but it's
energy
not
because
there.
y'all know the
When-
Christopher Harts, y'all know the no Russians, y'all know all they go. They keeping receipts for if this thing comes out to be more powerful. I'm just saying, I want the energy to be the same. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
in defense to my Sony
that's
brothers.
that's why you notice like Microsoft, there's been comments here and there, no outright statement from the Xbox brand as a unified statement like we're the top.
Exactly.
They're not saying it
Let's
either.
keep
They're
the
not saying it
energy.
either.
Because when Scorpio was announced, they definitively said most powerful console. When
You know
we
why?
got the Scarlet Visionette, we did not hear the same verbiage.
They had the spec sheets on old boy. You don't remember the last time?
Yes.
The last time Sony at the last minute switched the memory.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
At the last minute, they switched the memory in the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yes.
gonna go with one type of memory. They went with the faster memory at the last second.
Mm-hmm. The DDR5. You're talking about the DDR, yeah.
You're not catching us with our pants down this time. It's not gonna happen this time. It's a different dude in charge. So y'all have to get in line. Y'all have to take those little words out there. I'm faster. You're not faster. You don't know who you are right now. When the situation is really upon your head, when all is said and done, and both those systems is out, and mark my word, Microsoft is coming out first. Y'all coming out in December. They're not moving their November. They're not moving their November date at all. That November, you can mark that.
You really think that? I think that December's a placeholder, King. I don't really.
For Sony?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I think right now, as how they moving now, it might be 3 months later.
King, are you saying they don't know when the release date's gonna happen?
as of right now, we can't take these dudes at their word.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Mods, you were about to say something in reference to release date, please. I heard you chirping. Go ahead, Mods.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wanted to add something to the whole PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet thing. I mean, in terms of release date, like, there's been some rumors about December 5th for PlayStation 5 something. So, yeah, that would be actually interesting. And I don't, although there's been like 2 leaks in about it. So, but I still think it's going to be like November for both consoles.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking November. It's historical.
Yeah, but I wanted to add something to the whole Xbox Scarlet versus PlayStation 5 power and everything. Right? I mean, we all need to remember that Phil Spencer, right, has already said that the very same SoC, so the very same chips that are going to be installed in Xbox Scarlet is going to be used for Azure. So going to be actually used not only for game streaming, but also for professional workloads, right?
Yes.
And the thing is that, with that kind of chips, they have to be super power efficient and everything, right?
Right.
So I'm kind of like leaning towards the fact that, whatever Microsoft and even the wording that AMD is actually using for like, the whole Microsoft partnership is they said something like they co-engineered the whole chip. So it's not necessarily like, oh, we made this chip for Microsoft,
right?
But we kind of like made it like together, right?
Yeah, like a joint, co-engineering kind of verbiage. Yes,
they actually using totally different like wording as with regards to like PlayStation 5 wording, right? So I mean, like this like makes me to believe that they can actually get away with like more powerful and bigger chip because they're going to be like ordering these chips in like I don't know, maybe like in tens of millions because they're not going to be only using it for Scarlet.
What did you say? What you say that?
He wants you to stress on the
Millions?
millions. He wants you to
The
stress-
millions?
Continue.
Tens
Mine,
of millions.
Tens of millions.
So what you're saying is because Microsoft has more money, they can have a better chip.
Yeah, but like money is not everything.
Mhm.
The fact alone that the very same chip is going to be used not only for gaming but also for professional use, like
Mhm.
AI and that kind of stuff, right? That makes me believe that let's say that these chips should be special, right?
Mhm. So you're saying Sony chips are less special?
Oh my God! Look, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We got to see how this thing plays out. It is very interesting. You know, who knows what's gonna happen? I kind of agree with you guys. My eyebrow went up when it went down when the job listing, that part of the job listing went down. To me, it shows that Sony wants to back away from that. You know what I'm saying? Right at this point, I still think there are things to be determined that both sides that we don't know. Because yeah, this thing plays out, man. But in my opinion, fastest doesn't necessarily equate to most powerful just yet. We need more information, so it could be just one aspect. That's all I got. King, let's wrap this thing up, man. Fallout 76. Do we need to even say anything anymore at this point?
Yes, we do.
Since we're full on time, let's play a game. Resolve your entire issues with this statement in 40 seconds.
Check it out. Here's the game, right? This is how not to do a streaming service. Fallout 76 first edition. $100 to get you something that you should have gotten in the beginning. They promise some private servers, which it can't be private servers because once you go offline, your world is not progressive. It doesn't keep going while you're gone. Actually, your world shuts off, and all you're doing is having your friends come over. It's like a sleepover server.
Oh my God!
So, they're charging you $100 for the game you don't want to buy $60 for. I want to know: is there a market for this crap?
Oh,
what's going on
Let
here?
me jump in.
Man, help me.
I know it's Anchor when we need him. I'll jump in real quick, man. Look, this game is the gift that just keep on giving with foolishness. Like, it's just to the point now. It's just like, look, I don't even like talk about it no more because it's like, what more wrong can they do to sully their name? Right? Like every week is a new month, it's a new thing to sully, and it's just like, look, here's the thing. You know, we know about the launch, we know about the glitches, the bugs, all the problems. You know, at this point, I don't know anyone that's going to subscribe to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially now we got Outer Worlds moving and a lot of people really feel this is the direction they should be. The problem I got with them solved is, King, we just came from E3, right?
They just engendered
That's what
so
I'm
much
about
goodwill.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, bro, we just went to E3. We went to the Bethesda conference. The Lords were there. And I sat there. I said, you know what? This was a good mea culpa, right? Todd Howard came on with the same jacket, said what he had to say. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we sorry and, you know, whatever. Cool. Mea culpa it. Do it right. Then they dropped the little new modes. They had the little free content or whatever, the battle royal. I thought it looked cool. I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe they can come back. And then, you know, we got Bad Gate, Canvas Bad Gate, and then we got statues that's making people sick and all this type of stuff. And now come on, but Bethesda, what is going on with marketing, with PR? What's going on? Like, this is, I've never seen a studio with this much cachet. Like, prior to 76, Bethesda with them dudes. Like, they was like renowned, revered. You could never say anything about them. And now it's literally the butt of every joke. You know what I'm saying? And this 76, I don't know what market this is for. I don't know who is running out there with the $100 premium private server. And you know what's the sad part, Sav? They had the nerve to ask fans, what are things you want from Fallout 76 that we can improve?
And we can improve.
This
no
was-
point in time that we're going to charge you for those.
This was the list.
Everything.
And then they monetized it and said, well, here you go. For $100.
$100, we can give you what you asked for.
Bro, this ain't it. This is not it. They really need a sit down, a talking to, a lashing. Somebody got to get. Somebody got to go. This
They got to
is
get
just,
redacted. They need that dude that redacted that thing out of the Sony fastest.
Whoa.
They need to redact that.
This is not.
Yeah, they need the Halcyon Corporation to redact this whole game. Just redact the whole
Yo, shout out to Disney. They delayed the free stuff to rob them, but Bethesda is the Washington Redskins of the free agency, bro. This is I need Anchorman, bro. I'm trying to defend your people. Like, I don't know who's shout out Disney $2 super chat. Who's worse now, Bethesda or Blizzard? They are battling for the worst reputation now in the industry. It's really spooky.
Hurry up and release that Starfield so people forget about this, because they
need shout out to No Russian. They need to make it free to play. They need to throw it in Game Pass. They need to do something. Like, it's just
something.
I would play it if it's in Game Pass.
I know you. That's all I got, man. Everybody else will jump in on this Fallout thing, and then we get out of here. Any thoughts?
Fallout 76.
What I worry about,
yeah,
and I know Todd Howard said as much, that the Starfield and the next Elder Scrolls is going to be what you expect, but I don't know that I believe that 100%. Like, because this thing, the thing is, they came out, they acknowledged they came out like they did with Fallout 4. It's like they made that game in a hole without sticking their head up and seeing what the rest of the world was doing. You dropped this game knowing full well it's going to have issues, but knowing full well there are games out there that follow a similar path in terms of monetization and stuff. You could look at other things and see where the mistakes were made and try not to make those mistakes, which they didn't do with this. Right. It just felt like you said, like at E3, he came out and they acknowledged all of it. It felt staged, but at least it was them at least coming out, because most companies won't come out to the forefront and say, "Hey, we messed up." This whatever. As staged as it looked with the stupid little video of showing all the people gleefully playing with that, whatever. But at least, and then you come out and you do, that's not what we're trying to do. And to give people features that should have been in the game from the beginning to make it feel like a complete game. You have people like, I realize there are a lot of stories that came out of Fallout 76 that people were like, they were really role playing and playing these roles in the world and helping people out there started, and that's cool in and of itself. But let's remember that came out of the fact that there wasn't enough game there for people to do stuff.
To do anything, yeah. Shout out to Victor Alistine with the $1 super chat. Shout out to Brap $5 super chat. Bethesda is in the bushes. Internally heard this isn't a popular decision with everyone there. Continues on.
Yeah, it's just to me, it worries me about their thinking moving forward. Because even then, if Starfield or lack thereof, because even then, if Starfield comes out or if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and it's still more of the same without addressing even the older issues they always have problems with. But that's just, when you look at, like I said, it feels like Microsoft has kind of cornered the market with some great Western RPG developers. Bethesda better look out. They better look out, because not everybody cares about 200+ hour RPGs.
Oh, we can get Todd Howard to bend the knee and get on board.
They need to straighten this out. Either kill this, make it free to play, and definitely don't utilize this thinking when it comes to their core RPGs.
Sovereign, one question: do you think they did this right before it goes to free to play?
I would hope so. I would hope so, but then even that is weird. I mean, I don't know. If they do that, that would look even worse, because it's like you're trying to get as many idiots on board to pay for this before we give it to you free. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Even like when you look at Stadia with Destiny 2, it's like, all right, you're making me pay $129 if you want me to play upfront, right? With this dumb controller that doesn't connect to everything. and now you're giving me Destiny 2, which is now free to play.
It's kind of spooky, man. Kind of spooky.
Hey, I think I kind of got a couple of reasons on this whole stuff. You got to look back to last year. Fallout 7, that all their future games were too far out.
Yeah. Right.
They needed a holiday title.
Right.
The quickest thing they could drop was Fallout 76. They stole a bunch of assets from Fallout 4. They got a game to get dropped. Buggy, messed up mess. They had to do it. They're investors. You have to bring in so much money. They didn't have a big game, so that's what we got. This year, they still don't have a big game. This is their cash grab.
Mm.
They can let their investors know, hey,
No
we still have income
Wolfenstein.
coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and this is all it is. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to go free to play, but once you've done this, I don't.
That's another thing you do.
Yeah.
That's another thing that is interesting that Mojo mentioned. Like they don't have a big game this year. They got Doom pushed back, so they got
Oh
nothing.
yeah. I forgot about that.
Mojo makes a hell of a lot of sense. I didn't even think about it in that capacity, just like that. He makes
Doom.
a hell of a lot of sense. That
Yeah, we got to see. I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how the mighty have fallen. You know, hopefully they can get it together, man. But we got to get up out of here. New ILP poll with the recent release and positive reviews received by Obsidian and Outer Worlds in Game Pass. Does this give you more confidence in the quality of Game Pass as a service moving forward? The choices are A, no. Game Pass is mostly fodder in quality. Wait until Obsidian releases a game exclusively under the Microsoft banner. B, yes, Game Pass still provides great value and proves that Phil was onto something for next gen. Or C, I don't care. Don't shame me for paying $60 for a game. That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the vote when it goes up on the ILP Twitter. Lord Mojo Blues and Lord Madz in the realm holding us down. Next Gen Podcast. Lord Mojo, tremendous history, tremendous stories. Where can the fine people find you, and what do you have going on, sir?
Mostly on Twitter, Mojo_Blues1. You know, I'm on there a lot because of the whole overnight working thing. My YouTube channel is the same, Mojo_Blues1. Not a lot of content on there, but there's some 20, 30-minute rants and stuff. I've been told people kind of like it when I do that stuff, but I've got stuff coming. I've been saying this for months, but life keeps making me push it back. But I'm going to have game reviews. I'm going to have movie reviews. I'm going to have my little milkshake show with movie talk, not reviews on that.
No doubt.
And it's going to get good. And of course, I'm on Madz's Next Gen Podcast with the wonderful Jamie Moran. It's like Madz brings the facts.
Yes, sir.
Jamie keeps everything level, and then I get carried away and talk about silly stuff. So it's just a very good show. We kind of just mesh real good.
Nice
guys talking about games, and it's good.
Nice, Madz. Honored to be part of that show. I believe I was on the first episode, Madz. If I'm not mistaken, one of the early ones.
Yeah.
No doubt. But Lord Madz, man, coming in the realm, saluting us, our Lords of Gaming.net tech guru, as well as the Next Gen Podcast host. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, Madz Gaming, YouTube channel, Madz Gaming PL at Twitter. Next Gen Podcast every Wednesday, usually, unless something happens, then we do it on Thursday. Thanks a lot for the invite. Love the show. Love your guys' energy and stuff.
Thank you, brother.
I've got some stuff coming for Lords of Gaming soon as well. So
we got some Lords of Gaming cooking. Oh, I'm excited. We got the shirt, man. We ready, man. We ready for the news.
Yeah. I was planning something this week, but I was like super busy and family stuff and everything. So thanks a lot, and hit that like button, guys, and share the podcast and stuff. It's
much love, man. Lord Madz, always a pleasure to have you in the realm, man. Really appreciate what you do, everything for us. And then, shout out to the video you had. I showed you had the sun on. I saw that you had the sun on, and he was making faces. I thought that was salute to the Lord, the little Lord.
He's a proper Xbox fan. He loves sports, so yeah.
Yep, I see it, man. Shout out to One Bad Mother, the $5 super chat. Great show, great chat. Get the word out so millions get here. And on that note, perfect segue to our man, Lord Addict. Where can the fine people find you? What you got going on, sir? He's in the bushes all the way. The millions, he's in the millions and millions of bushes.
The millions have thrown him in the bushes.
Lord Sav returning back. Great to have you. Where can the fine people find you? What you got going on?
No doubt. Big shout out to Mojo for coming through. A gamer from our era. Always love to have that on the show.
That's that Saturn love right now. That's all that's
Saturn love. That's my heart right there. And of course, Lord Madz for coming through. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. You know where you guys can find me? Lord Sav IOP on Twitter and BX Sovereign at PSN and Xbox Live. One other thing, I know the guys mentioned it last week.
Mhm.
Guys, our friend and brother,
Yeah.
Lord Dizzy, needs our help.
Yes.
He needs our help battling this
Mhm.
a-hole that we call cancer,
Yeah.
F cancer.
Mhm.
Guys, so I'm gonna put it in the chat,
Yes,
and
please.
it's gonna be in the show notes again, and it'll be on the show notes
Mhm.
at lordsofgaming.net as well.
Mhm.
This is the link to the his family's GoFundMe. I don't
Yes.
okay, I don't know
Yeah, no, it went through. It went through.
okay. Guys, definitely Lord Dizzy needs our help,
Mhm.
man.
Absolutely.
He's our friend and brother. Let's
Mhm.
make sure we get out there and support.
Yes, and real quick, again, like I said earlier, recent news. Also, again, we try to keep tabs on all our brothers in the gaming community. Lord Italian Clowns, yeah, he's about to have a heart procedure. Please send some positive vibes, some thoughts his way. He's a good dude, man. We've had him on ILP a few times. We always got love for Four Guys a Quarters, and yeah, man, please, we want to send some positive vibes his way. So if you see him on Twitter, shoot him a message, shoot him a DM. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope he gets through that procedure. Lord King up in the realm, firing shots at everyone. Not believing Sony on a lot of things. Where can
They don't believe Sony. Don't believe Sony. Shout out to Mojo. Mojo is the true importer.
Yes.
I mean, you was there, literally getting your stuff imported firsthand. You're like, they made it, and you got it right there. That's what's up. I love the story. I love the backstory. I love your service to this country. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you and everything that you do. I appreciate the fact that you got on a Pokemon shirt right now, sir.
Yes.
I appreciate the fact that you are still gaming no matter what. And I will tune in. I'm so happy that I met you right now. So this is wait a second.
Wow. Shout out to Captain.
Hit that super chat.
Yeah, Captain Prompt. I don't know what NOK is, but we like the country. And salute NOK with the $40. Salute, brother. Please say something. Please say something in your chat so we can shout it out.
In chat. Let's let your words be heard, especially with the $40.
Exactly, man. Much appreciated, sir. Continue.
Okay, so you can catch me on Twitter, King David OTW, and I want y'all to get to that Teespring stuff.
Nice.
I want y'all to put on that shirt, throw them in the bushes.
Real quick, it's the Norwegian Chrome.
Oh, shout out to Norway in the house. That's what's up. Oh, we out in we doing big things.
That's
I'm
what
excited.
I'm talking about. So put this shirt on in Norwegian. Get out there with that shirt and make sure that y'all making it happen. And y'all see the hat? It looks so fresh. Y'all get there. We got the hats in there. I don't know who got them hats, but we got them hats, baby.
We're gonna have to figure out who we can partner with to get some actual fitteds up in here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna work on some things.
Well, I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, we'll work on some things.
Yeah, so also listen, man. See that Hawk back there, man? You see how he is? He robust, he's strong. That's glad it ain't a Hawk. Get over there, man, to lordsofgaming.net and make sure you can look at all the King KOS statues, King of Statues. Make sure you get over there, check that stuff out. And also, you heard Madz. Madz just told you that he's about to put up a piece on lordsofgaming.net. Please go over there, check out all the information. If you like anything Madz says, and Madz is terribly technical, all right, he will definitely tell you exactly what's the inner. He was talking about SOCs and all this other stuff, and he breaks it down to you in a way that you can understand it. Please get there, follow, subscribe. Make sure that you read and listen and watch all these videos that's there. It's more than just what you see here. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. All right. And see, Cog is he is so modest. He's so modest. He's not gonna tell you, he's not gonna pump up the last word. I'm gonna pump up the last word,
bro.
All right. So anytime I need to know something about what's going on in Destiny, he's talking about something in Destiny. Sometimes I have to shut these dudes off. They're so informative. All right, get over there, look at the last word, and Roundtable Reviews is up with the Joker right now from
shout out to Madz,
Cog, Madz,
Kaibatsu,
and Kaibatsu.
Lord Edgar.
They're gonna give you a great take on that movie. If you haven't saw it, if you saw it, please watch it. If you haven't saw it, don't watch that until after you see the movie, because they're gonna tell you in the beginning the spoilers. But listen, we're moving out here, and we are moving together as one unit. We appreciate everybody that was in here today, and everybody that's gonna be here next week. Thank you so much for the likes, follows, and and sharing. Make sure you share it out to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. King couldn't have said it best, man. Yo, chat was absolutely fantastic. Aside from Addict throwing people in jail, we would get that straight. But salute to the chat today. It was outstanding, man. Again, please support the realm. You know, we try to put out a quality product for you guys. And again, salute, like I said, our guest, Lord Madz, Lord Mojo. And again, King wanted to read. I want to thank him for his service, man. I forgot to thank him for his service. Man, Air Force out there. The man was out there still gaming, doing what he had to do to game. We appreciate it, and we appreciate the global presence. Of course, Madz in the building, Poland represent, Norwegian represent, UK out there. We seeing this. It's very humbling. Much appreciated. And again, lordsofgaming.net. We're going to have some quality articles this week. Please check in, man. Support, retweet those articles. That's all I got. Football is rolling right now, so I got to get out of here. But if everybody else got anything else, we are out. Peace.